I will give you a brand new song. And today, because God is always doing his own death.
trendybeats.com.
Unsa to the be at the Ufamun and I am not at the Abumuna Brew. Why do you say one more new Mushasiano? Baby, I'm a drone to a new bua. I had to the be not to Baha, no Abumu Bizarre. So, Unim said, O Bian and Emre. Said your Sancafone Siano, Bribiara one Emre. Kobana sano ana amanfo abamubu nsembia omu ka kire wo no na eyebu abam wona mwana wo tete ona mwana adwendwenti enkonu a wawa so agu kon so no enye nkonu aketwa baya ne revision Nyankopon fa ne bo ye den awoto ena wono kro no onim ne ye na oyema ne ma ayana menana eye fie nyantatwa onya ne kratikro woka se mbi se Nyankopon timi ma waduani ni a wonhwe ma ade enche ho enti de odi ato nanim bia no aya nyantobo ase nya abotre nya ruhemu nya gidie se Nyankopon be ya ma obesesa wa brabo ede nyomfoforo be hye wa no Yamu Atimu Akwaba from the Happy Morning Show, so now pay live from number 12 at Genulo Street, Asylum Down, and Crank Radio, where Nisim 100.1 FM, what Tamale, Nisim 95.9 FM, what Bolga Tanga. Baby, I think free I am for Nazi Cassie from my way, the Dandan on a Pebia, which is infinity to Happy 98.9 FM. Happy at your Krung or Church upon Krung. I need your fear. The Transian of Pacas Medwaman on Siamba. One in some who don't a good so I had a brow walk. No Siamba pay a quack of Acassia, their brow. If Robert Pet, not double crack, I wouldn't have budget more than none of pay. And yet, if you be amount. Somebody said, and Roberto just said, woman economy no grow by 5.3%. What you said here, you better who come and pay. Now, growth no crown, I reflect to our Brabumana. Now, Chia Monia, yet he said, and they know. Said the name of a costro, a brano, betray inflation. So, as what say she, a general Muchamu, a doom of change. Ukojo moya ote emano ukojo moya mote because said your macrono and they also ukojo moa and your man can motor board in the name and consider to Kakadi Mamu. Obeka and call a big friend and now what you say, Okaba so can spare pass for a ratachiado on our caterem say. Now to bear me and Sanine, any dinkomo, and a wild bow on you. Tom caterem say. A idea about so kind spare pass no. Said your dollar knock off from the motor so. Ai enti efri sa na otwe no awka ye no na me hwe no say ebesi na idie na nkomate so nti ya menya ne say mo want to so munya de mo ye no enu nti ena nra eye unions ahodo eni abankoko chia ya abanka tro mo say dollar na ba fo mo nti mo ne ma so na nti sa edi uni ena be man ebedi hu nkome na no pe guta kubi edi na guta wo mo kokko tie ye anamontuo be no mbetuo on betting your man so and as on Montini Manso. A down pay, you didn't come live on the show. Young Quay, young Concofa, a year, Cassiabo, and a Padiano, young family Tifo.
But the Aba Happy 98.9 FM so ebra son sa no pa no nsia kase ebo na no pa de nso ne de ba ne de be so mo na ubetimi akwakopie mu e wo Facebook Happy 98.9 FM ubetimi ahwe kase ebo no e de free ho na bibia etimi aye kama pa sanso ana ukopie mu e wo online ahodo no so ya de nso se yakuru che yensem ne bi de egu ho no ma ubetimi akenkan kase ebo no e de free ho no ensem ne dɔɔso ene anɔpɛ na de bedi kasebo ne mu bi akotene ne sɛ na ano dansɛm esi yɛ ɛwɔ mmarahyɛbadwafie mu no enra speaker of parliament ya de sɛ watwi wɔn anim yie paa akeka bi ɛde akyerɛ mmarahyɛbadwafoɔ no saa nso ɛna yɛgyina mu awɔ mmarahyɛbadwafie mu abra ndc amanyokuo ne baeɛ ne beto odwa sɛ mmabunu bebree wɔ hɔ nom a wɔn yɛ aban adwuma a wɔn yi wɔn adi ɛnɛ yi wɔn kyerɛ mu a aban asɛte committee bi a wɔn ba bɛhwehwɛ saa de ne mu nyinaa yɛde kasɛbɔ ne kɔkɔpie mu ɛwɔ nkurɔfoɔ ama so na ne togo ma anim aba beto dwa sɛ ɔyɛ kyerɛ ɛkɔ so wɔ hɔnom paa ne nyinaa kyerɛ mu a yɛadeɛ sɛ mampanyin a ɔno wɔ togo no constitution no wakɔ akɔsesɛm sɛ ne bɛyɛ a wɔbɛtena so sɛ ne nenam so ama manfoɔ bi nam wɔn wɔ togo ɛne wɔyɛ kyerɛ de ahyehyɛhyɛ so a ɛno so yɛde mu nsɛm ba bɛso mu abusuansɛm bi ka nsɛm wɔ ehu ne yɛde ba bɛso mu sɛ anɔpa no nsia kaseɛbɔ happy 98.9 FM so me amagye brɛ bɛkenkan kaseɛbɔ edi ama mu ɛyɛ abena asante metwa me ho sima aba me ba mɛkyɛ kaseɛbɔ no mu ɛde akyerɛ mu abusia ya dama sesa mama kwa babiem eba happy 98.9 FM anopa no nsia kase boso afegibre na menche kase boni mu emfancho na no da kopie mu e mmarahyɛbadwafie mu a yade sɛ na nneɛma bi ɛkɔ nsɛm a ɛkɔ so nyinaa no na ɛfa nurses ne midwife wɔnom strike mu kɔ ho ɛna nam so adom kuma wɔnom mmarahyɛbadwafie mu ne mmarahyɛbadwafie mu no wɔn pagya asɛm ne baya na kyɛ sɛ wɔnom bobo ho a ɛwɔ mmarahyɛbadwafie mu hɔnom na no na nam so ama ɛyɛ nipa no ogyina mu ɛkasa doctor Nana Ayu ogyina mu ɛkasa afa nurses na afei nso midwife wɔnom strike mu kɔ no ho na no na ba saa no ɛyɛ first deputy speaker ɛhyɛ ne sɛ ɛyɛ waka asɛm ne bia wɔntena ase na kyɛ sɛ wɔnom ɛntoa nsɛm no so ɛno ana mmarahyɛbadwani kyerɛ mu a yɛadeɛ sɛ ne nsɛm a wɔka no ɛnyɛ adeɛ sɛ waka wie nam so ma first deputy speaker ne bufu yie paa ɛhyɛ mmarahyɛbadwani ni sɛ wɔn pie mfiri chamber hɔ no mekyerɛ mmarahyɛbadwafie mu hɔ wɔn pie mfiri hɔ no ba saa no ɛyɛ adeɛ sɛ dɔm kumaa ne nyinaa no wɔn mu yɛ kutukum wɔn ti apae ɛyɛ adeɛ sɛ wɔn nyinaa ɛbufu yɛ no mu kasakasa wɔn etimi efiri mmarahyɛbadwafie mu hɔ no nsɛm kora na ɛsɛ wɔn ka no wɔn ntimi anka na kyɛ sɛ wɔn mu ewie no mu firi hɔ kɔɔyɛ saa nsɛm no ɛna nam so abira na ɛyɛ mmarahyɛbadwani speaker of parliament ɛyɛ Yera Alban Kingsford Baabi na oni hɔ nom ɛno ada bepie mu ɛwɔ mmarahyɛbadwafie mu na ɛna ɔkeka bi kyerɛ wɔn yie paa wɔkeka bi kyerɛ wɔn to ma ne bi wɔn pan yie kyerɛ mu a yɛka sɛ woyɛ honorable a mmarahyɛbadwani a honorable no egyina hɔ ma obuo ana afei nso na ɛyɛ broni bɛka sɛ responsibilities enti ne nneɛma a ɛkɔ so wɔ mmarahyɛbadwafie mu hɔ no wɔka sɛ n'ani gye ho a ɛnyɛ adeɛ sɛ na ɔboa ɛnyɛ adeɛ sɛ n'ani nye ho koraa na no na ɔnam so de nsɛm to dwa akyi ma Dr. Nana Ayu mmarahyɛbadwani a ogyina mu mamanfo a wɔn afidwa ase asɔkɔre nsɛm a ɛkɔɔ so mmarahyɛbadwafie mu a na wɔkasa ɛde afa midwife na afei nso nurses no nsɛm na ɛyɛ adeɛ ɛho hia paa na nso no ɛyɛ adeɛ sɛ abotire bi a wɔanya anasɛ bi akwanya ɛkwan papa a wɔamfa so anka ne nti na ɛde saa ade wɔ nyinaa baeɛ na nso na nya adeɛ sɛ wɔde ne kwakɔpie mu ɛwɔ privileges committee ama wɔn matwi wɔn mu kyerɛ mu a ɛnya adeɛ sɛ wɔde ɔpanyin bɛkɔ speaker of parliament nsɛm ɔkaeɛ no yɛntie bi.
In defense of the institutional integrity of Parliament, I refer to the conduct of the honorable member for Efiduase Asokore. This is not a matter to be referred to any committee. It's a matter that I've discussed with leadership and we've agreed that it should be resolved. And we will resolve it here openly for all of us to be guided so that in future we don't fall foul to these rules.
And you
reviewed the records. I have listened to the leaders, and I think in the interest of all of us, particularly our rules, the order of the House, discipline, and mutual respect, I want to call on all of us to do what is proper.
Any awuti ye panyini pa wojina mu Speaker of Parliament Yera Alban Kumano Barben Kingsford Barben na cheso de nsem we nyina to dwa na hyebedwa fie mu na no dan nsem boboye mra hyebedwa fie mu na cheso de nsem nyina etu dwa busua ye gusu agina mu ewo mra hyebedwa fie mu na abra NDC amanyoko no Ghana for to abama wonom so mamretina gbama ne so no mu ba ya pe anche na se February bosome na ana chese wonum fra ase se nkrofo bi a aban awi fa wonum wa adwumam ombe fra ase apamopamo bi ne no ne nam so menu ada okopie mu mrahye bedwafie ma dom kuma no panyini pan woda wonum animu Yera Alexander afenyo Markins ede nsemu etu dwa abra na wosoafo a wohwe enwuma ho nsensem so Dr. Abdul Rashid Purple ebepie mu ho na obisa ne se eyade se wonum ba ya no mu fra ase se mu pamopam nkrofo bebri edi afra adwuma mu enkanka ene mabunu na sasem no oye ho de ne no ana eredi nsemu tu dwa echire ma eyade se aban apati of staff so ama wonum ahye ayi committee me kyeso wonum ate committee bi a sansem no wonum ba behwehwem na se Ghana fo mabu na aban etwa mu fa wonum adwuma nei aban ne ba ye wayi wo madi no yade se wonum di hwehwemu fekofeko pa e ba begu akwam na Dr. Purple ashem na hyebedwafie ni se yade se san hwehwemu a wonum de ba bebu akwan mu no se ne ebesi akọ se ne ebesi afa bia enche report ne ba wode ni nyina e ba bedan na hyebedwafo ni se ma okan no yentie bi abusa ya to akase ebo no so edi amawa yade se nansem ho ana yokofo Ashanti Regional NPP Chairman Entwibu Asiako dodo na afre ne chairman wontumi wonom do ano do a wonom do ano nyina no na wonom etoto na no de afa nsem bi wo mu ka che ne se womra na che se wonom bisa ne nsem bi efa abra na wonom wa ban mu no ema enam so ma chairman wontumi yokofo be che ne sama NPP amanyoko ne ma no ekobɔ dom pempa ewo yokofo 98.9 enam so ma won toto ma no wie ye bibia no ema wonom yi chairman wontumi neno nenam so ama eye mrahye a wono gina mu mamanfa wonmo afidwase asokore eye doctor nana ayi wa free ye din nsem utudwa echirima MPP amanyekuo no wono yi mpanyifuo bi mpanyifuo na kyese motimi akwakopie mu ewo mampanyi John Dramani Mahama ho na sa pacho pa wonom etimi ede ama no enam ensem bi a chema wontumi 2024 abato aye ba beto no kekan ene ochirema emfonyine ne video bi a ekoso social media hwestama wontumi nsem bi a wokan ya utimi se na ensem no ano ohye pa enti ene amanyekuo no eyi mpanyifuo bi na kyese wonom de chema wontumi aka ho ene ho behia se chema wontumi no okopie mu wo mampanyi John Dramani Mahama animu na obebu ntwere kora apa na kyewa ehu behia so obeye se fi se ensem bi a wokan ye no na kyese ya de se ensem no ano ohye ne nsem wokan yentie bi
no, but you see, for Chairman to me is only, like I said in Asempa last week, we are going to beg. I don't think that the hand behind this, I said in Asempa, I said the hand behind this is bigger than the people who run the Yokos and the intelligence agencies. And this one, I put it at the doorstep of President Mahama. You know, what to me went overboard in some of his videos. And yesterday, I played a lot of them to show him because I said on air. You met him? Yes. And you told him this subject. I told him, I said it on air last week. It's circulated. I said we will go and beg if we have to kneel down in front of President Mahama. We'll tell you that for this video and this video that he did was this one. He crossed the line.
Eni awuti ye doctor nana ayu mrahye bedwane ogina mu mama for one more afidwase asokore na kyese odi nsem we nyina etudwa Ebusia ye to akase ebo no so edi ama wa dwumakuo bi a yefre wonom Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited ane ne wonom de nsem utudwa nkrata wonom de aba montene so wonom sem omo ka nyina ne se womu officer womu ye adwuma ewo tema ana afensu no wosu no omu wo honom ma no mu hu se nkrofo bi aba be pie mu honom no mu bi se womu se wonom nante se ne sei ba wonom ba ye ne krakra ne se no mu kirem Ade so mu free Office of Special Prosecutor and afenso National Security aso ye ana kyese wonum free ebaye ne no ene nam so ankrata eba no echirima ya ade se sankofo ibaye no omubowura omu office ewo osu na afenso no tema wonum free ase se omu keka niema abom ne no ana kyese nkrata eba no echirima machines a wonum de ye adwuma nyina wonum document wo so machines omu de check
Happy FM 98.9.
ya de se nkrofo efra ase se wonum do mu sekeka ka wonum asese no ne no na kyese nsem a eba no echirima dwumayefo maako nan e wo honum de sisi a me no kase ya de se wonum achiwo mu edom akwa akosi sanso na adwumayefo mienu nso no wonum de mu sakeka wo mu a asem no adane arehosem pan ne no na Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited a etwa ne tia friend SML ede nsemu tudwa echirima sankofo yi wonum ba mu nkrata bia wo mu mu tiri so se bia ye ba honum abehwehwe nsem a na se bibisa wonum hu ya ne so mu aba bepie mu honum mu de nsem to aban anim se aban emfa nano entumu bi na asem wi ya asem a entwa yie Ebusa ya to akase ebo no so de ama wa ye to 2024 abato ni wie ya pe ukopie mu e wa abato mpesua so bi ti se akwatia ya ade se na wantwi ekoso wo hono mu yie pa ene ya ade se wonum to aba ni wie ye no nipa wogina mu e ma MPP amanyoku no wonu echirem a wadi nkunum eye honorable ene
Happy FM 98.9.
enti no esi a woyemra hye bedwani asem ne ba asamo ema NDC amanyoko ne ma no de asem ne kopie mu ewo Koforidua High Court echirem a se ne abato ne koye ne bobo no ankoye nti eye Koforidua High Court nhwe asem no na onka se ne be betimi aboa ma wonu mehu nipa wotimi edi nkunim ba asa no Koforidua High Court the injunction eto eye NS ya okumi so se hwe no wankwa kopie mu wo mra hye bedwafie mu kopem se High Court no ebeka asem no ebewie nam so ema honorable NS kumi ekopie mu wo mra hye bedwafie ma yeso ani enbi na no ana chese nam so ama Koforidua High Court ba asa no wonom the injunction eto mra hye bedwani so ema posifo kra Kwadwo ano mra hye bedwafie mu echirem a wabu court ne nsem o kan ye so enti ya de se wonom edi ne betum na ne nam so ama honorable NS kumi ne lawyer for wonom faale asem yi ede asem kopie mu ewo Supreme Court enrada wiebe wonom ate asem de ne nyina ne se nsem a Koforidua High Court ekafa honorable NS kumi hu nyina no ya de se wonom aboni nyina agu wonom abo agu eno na chese wonom nsem mu ka ne echirem a se ne Koforidua High Court ka se honorable NS kumi wonom de ne betumu aye se ne nyina wonom abo agu sanso ana lawyer ni a wonom ejina mu honorable Emmanuel Senyo no so no wonom betimi asesa no de ne free asem a ekoso ewo eye Koforidua ho no.
Yes, the Supreme Court has spoken, even though we are yet to get the reasoning behind it. But essentially what they are saying, it's not really a 4-1 majority decision with regards to the first one. The petitioners or the applicant filed a few reliefs, I think about 5 of them, with regards to the substantive matter. The Supreme Court, by unanimous decision, dismissed the 2 reliefs out of the 5. 3 reliefs, and then the 1, 2, 3, and then the 2 which essentially bordered on the contempt and prohibiting the judge from proceeding to hear the matter. What was greeted with a majority decision of 4-1. And so we await the decision and then the reasoning, and we take it from there. The other matter also had 4 reliefs, 3 substantive reliefs, and then 1 which is the normal 10 lawyers do, which is that any further orders. And that also the court dismissed 2, the first 2, and then granted unanimously the third one, which third one also borders on the contempt which the court.
Eni a wuti ye lawyer Emma honorable NS kumi mra se bedwemu ni a wogina mu mamamfo won mu akwatia abato mpeswa so ana chese ode nsem we nyina atu dwabusua waso guso a wutie anopa no nsia kase bo happy 98.9 FM so yentu akase ebo no so emfama na enrada ana BC nsohwe no wonum efrase ewo man Ghana hanum ene okopie mu o man Ghana hanum a ene me aye bebre ya de se school fo nkra no so no etimi etro BC nsohwe nam so ma happy kase kopie mu ewo eye Gomwa East Gomwa East na district chief executive DC ya wono ewo Gomwa East ni ade se watimi akwakoboa nkra wonum etro BC no wakwakoma wonum pen mako 6000 se wɔn mu nso mo ɛsɛ na ɛbɛyɛ a wɔn bɛtumi ɛde atwerɛ nsɔhwɛ no na ɛnenam so ɛma happy kase ɛne na etwetwe nkɔmɔ na ɔde nsɛm otu anim etwire mu a wobɛpie mu ɛwɔ Gomua East a yɛadeɛ sɛ schoolfoɔ nkora wɔn
Happy FM 98.9
6,074 ana kyerɛ sɛ wɔn etimi ɛtwerɛ nsɔhwɛ no saa nso ana kyerɛ sɛ wɔhwɛ ɛwotu Senya East Municipality hɔnom a nkora wɔn twerɛ BC ne nyinaa yɛ 8,655 na kyerɛ sɛ wɔn etimi ɛtwerɛ nsɔhwɛ nam so ɛma mmarahyɛ badwani no ɛde DC ɛde afutuo nkyenkyerenkye pam ɛkɔ ma ɛyɛ nkora wɔn twerɛ BC no ka kyerɛ wɔn sɛ wɔn nsua deɛ yie paa de wɔn asua no ɛno na wɔn ntwerɛ mu hɔ ɛbɛba ama wɔn daakye nso etimi esipi
sɛ bɛyɛ a mɛfa kwanya wɔ esu no mahyɛ nkwala ne nkran san sɛ edu da meta me amofa no wɔn hu sɛ obiara nka wɔn ho ne maame nni ha bi ne papa nni ha bi ɛna de bi ɔkyerɛ end of term exams a ɔne ne school fun nkwala kakra bi bɛyɛ 2030 na wɔn kyerɛ but ɛbɛwie no na BC no almost 100 plus 200 300 na wɔbɔ 1 center atwerɛ taba ne sabon sɛ nkwala no wɔn akɔmɛtu pɔpɔpɔpɔ te me fa kwanya wɔ esu sɛ me de ba bɛhyɛ ɔmo nkran na ɔmo nya gidi nso wɔ nyame mu sɛ ne ɔmo asua for the past 3 years ɛno na ɛba bɛba na wɔtwe ne ɔmo asua ɛne na ɛba ne anapɛ yi akora ɔmo asua no ɛno na ɛyɛ den ɛba bɛba nti ma ɔmo akɔmɛntu
ɛne a wotie yie ɛyɛ DC mamanfo a wɔn mo Gomua East Honorable Margaret Nana Akom ana kyerɛ sɛ ɔde nsɛm wɔ nyinaa atu dwa abusua yɛmfa kasebɔ no nkonko pie mu ɛwɔ nkrɔfo ama so yɛde kasebɔ no kɔ akɔpie mu wɔ nkrɔfo ama so de ane ne to goma anim ane yɛde kasebɔ no kɔ akɔpie na wɔtwe etwa mu no yɛade sɛ wɔyɛ kyerɛnkyerɛnkyerɛ pa timi kɔɔ so ɛwɔ to goma anim ne nyinaa ɛkyerɛ mu a wɔn ma mpanyin a ɔte so sesi ano ɛyɛade sɛ watena so mfie aduo no 20 years ma mpanyin pɛ sɛ ɔbɛsɔre afiri so nam so ma constitution mekyɛ amamra a ɛwɔ to goma anim wɔde nsa aka akɔse samre mu a sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ obetimi atena so a na ɛno na nam so ama manfoɔ Ghanafoɔ mekyerɛ togofoɔ ɛno wɔn mu no yɛ kutukum wɔn buafo yie paa nam so de ɔyɛ kyerɛnkyerɛnkyerɛ paa ɛhyehyɛ so ɛwɔ togoma anim na ɛno na kyerɛ nsɛm a ɛba no akyiri mu a yɛadeɛ sɛ wɔyɛ kyerɛ ne kɔ so no wɔn tumi kyi nkrɔfoɔ bebree a naano dwoada ne beto dwa sɛ wɔn tumi agya mu aduwɔtwe 80 no wɔn
Happy FM
na ɛno na kyerɛ nsɛm a
98.9
ɛba no akyiri mu a yɛadeɛ sɛ nipa 25 de wɔn gu so atwere mu ɛwɔ ɛyɛ Togo posifoɔ ɛkuku mu a wɔn kyerɛ mu a abranteɛ yi a wɔn yɛ mampanyin sesi a ɛwɔ Togo yi yɛadeɛ sɛ ne papa nana na yɛ mampanyin ana sɛ ne papa ne firi mu a wɔde ama no 20 years ni a wɔn pɛ sɛ obɛfiri so anam so ama wɔyɛ kyerɛ no ɛsɔreyɛ manfo a wɔn mo Togo akyire mu ho behia sɛ wɔbɛ resign sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ wɔn betumi ato aba ɛde ayi mampanyin foforɔ Ebusia de kasebɔ ne kwa kopie mu ɛwɔ agodie mu nsɛm na wɔ agodie mu nsɛm no former Ghana Football Association chairman Dr. Nyawo Tamaklo ana ɔde nsɛm to Blasters fo anim ɔde adesrɛdeɛ paa ɛna ɛto Blasters fo anim sɛ wɔn ka ɔmo ho mom na ɔmo nya te sɛ ebusua baako sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ betimi aboa paa ama FIFA World Cup qualification na wɔn bɔ no so no wɔn betimi edi nkunim na ɛno na kyerɛ sɛ wɔkyerɛ nsɛm na ɔka sɛ yɛadeɛ sɛ FIFA World Cup yi a wɔn ɛɛbɔ yi wohwɛ ma group 1 no Blasters fo ɛna ɛlidie Blasters fo na ɛlidi ɛyɛ World Cup qualifiers na sisi ano wɔn 15 points wɔn abɔ 4 matches na ɔkyerɛ sɛ wɔn 15 points no ana kyerɛ sɛ wɔn kyerɛ nsɛm ka sɛ na no dakra wɔn ne Senegal bɔ yi yɛadeɛ sɛ Blasters fo etimi hyɛ mmiɛnsa a Senegal fo eti mu baako enti wɔde afutuo akɔ ama Blasters fo sɛ wɔn ka wɔn ho mom sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ betimi aboa ama tournament ahodoɔ a ɛdi wɔn anim kɔ akɔbɔ ɛwɔ US Canada na Mexico no so no wɔn etimi agye kuruwa no ɛde abɛfie Ebusia yenyina Blasters fo ensɛm so ne mfa anopa no nsia kase bɔ a yɛde bɛso mo ɛwɔ Happy 98.9 FM ensi hwanam na kasebɔ no ensɛm a wote no ebi ne sɛ na no da ensɛm a ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ mmarahyɛ bedwafie mu anam so ɛma basabasa baayɛ no Speaker of Parliament Yera Alban Sumana Baben abɛka nsɛm ne nyina de nsɛm ato dwa ekyir ma Dr. Ayu ɛnya de sɛ wɔbɛtwe naso ɛde ne kwakɔpie mu privilege committee no atwe naso sanso na kasebɔ no wote sɛ yɛadeɛ sɛ wɔnom a NDC amanyɔkuo ne baayɛ no mmɛbɔ na wɔn yi wɔn adi no wɔn kyerɛ mu a aban asɛte committee bi a wɔn ba bɛhwehwɛ mu na kyerɛ sɛ wɔn de report aba abɛdan mmarahyɛ bedwa no yɛde kasɛbɔ ne kɔpie mu ɛwɔ Togo mani manfo a wɔnom hɔ de wɔyɛ kyerɛ ahyehyɛ so kyerɛ mu a ho behia sɛ mampanyin a wɔte so wɔ Togo hɔnom no wɔbɛ resign fi sɛ wakɔ sisa amamra a ɛwɔ Togo mani abusuansɛm bi ka nsɛm wɔ hu ne de bɛsom wɔ sɛ anopa no nsia kasɛbɔ ɛwɔ happy 98.9 FM as the PSN Nkɔma production team ni nyina sɛmofo ɛyɛ Madam Fati me amagye brɛn so ɛkenkan kasɛbɔ ɛde maamu ɛyɛ Abena Asante happy morning show ɛtoa so ɛde amam yɛbɛda mase amam monitia ɛnyado
sɛ mu yidi yɛn ɛma yɛhu nkɔmɔ ɛkɔsoɔ no ansana other stations na bɛka yɛtwa toɔ koraa ma ni gye ho ne sɛ presenters no in fact you are very good nemo moma yɛhu mu anim
anamontuo bi a wotuiɛ no wode kyerɛ me kwan so na mpo wɔ akwanya sɛ wobɛkɔ nanso wotena ase maa me anigye ne sɛre a wode maa meɛ no wode maa me berɛ a na mehia ne kɛseɛ paa paapa yɛ hero me papa mahoɔdene so wo papa yɛ papa koro a ɔno nko ana hwɛ wo anaasɛ wowɔ papa bi wɔ abrabɔ mu a wɔdom wo ɛboa wo gyinaeɛ sɛ wo papa paapa yɛ hero kyerɛ yɛ deɛ ntia yɛwo voice note fafa 0538 591 314 na kyerɛ yɛn ɛne Ghanafoɔ nyinaa deɛ nti a wo papa ɛyɛ wo hero kayo sɛ da bia deɛ n'asɛm bɛdi mu a Ghanafoɔ bɛgye ato mu no yɛwɔ akyɛdeɛ a na wɔtwe no wieyɛ saa onya korɔ no ɛbɛtumi anya
bi papa yɛ hero ɛsiane sɛ
wei ɛyɛ wo mmerɛ sɛ wobɛtumi atoa saa asɛm yi so Happy FM's Papa Ye Hero celebrating extraordinary fathers this Father's Day. sɛ wopɛ sɛ wote nsɛm ɛbɔ twi kɔbrɛ man ɛwɔ man kronkron Ghana mu ɛnwompa ɛne mpɛnsɛmpɛnsɛmu ɛtɔ aso mu a ɛne ɛda bia fo kasafidie no to Happy 98.9 FM na tie the Happy Morning Show ɛfiri anɔpa no nsia ɛkɔpem nɔnkron ɛfiri dwoada ɛkɔpem efiada the Happy Morning Show, we are your morning companion.
For all the news updates, trending topics, good music, and unbiased analysis of various issues, listen to the Happy Morning Show on Happy 98.9 FM. We are your morning companion.
Bro, when Chebia Cassid or Bocrata, who never jump and not pay at the Finsem to be, yet a brow, the Aquas or Magana Moa, won't shut down for an India train, won't shut down for so any train. It in our bro live on the Happy Morning Show, your number one morning show, your morning companion, one up on young Kwon. Rapapa Fati Shaibu Ali Atana, the Prince of Papa in Brown Atana. Safei and watching Fidelity at Happy 98.9 FM. Your friend me Yankumpasa Chia this year. Kwadwo Sefah-Danquah. Weather update no yam fambre way from Ghana Meteorological Agency. K Kameja K and any wa hwe mo kruchin sem na gun krata so. Wo dia brayan emedb mawo. Anopa yeso ba oman na afofo manjunu bimnem na. Na mom kopiem wo Cape Coast. Ukopiem wo Takrade. Ukopiem wo Axim. Ye hwe no musinsuo no bi gugu na anopa yi ewo ho. Upiem ewo man emfimfini famu a. Nkrotuo bi etise takwa ene sehwebekwa ide ye hwe no musensuo no betime gugu there is a 30% chance of rain atemoda there is a 60% chance of a mist that's the hono ensuo no be nwenwe kakra ho a na mmom atifi famu de ukopiem ewo nkrotuo bi tise yendi ene ne mpotemu tamale ene ne mpotemu bole ene ne mpotemu damango bogatanga na lergu ene wadia hono yade nsuo no bemunu na nimpa anopa no temperature no ebegina between 21 degrees Celsius and 26 degrees Celsius yenkopiem go prem to bre awia no na ne woman anafo famu a ekopiem man finfini famu FMB de na je nsuo no gugua na begugua na nsuo no twa na beto ene free embia bit second tampo go so sunyan ene ne potemo tachiman kopiemu e woboga tanga de ye hwe se ewia no ebetumi yi ni 3 no wabo e wo bra premu ato e wo man Ghana mu no temperature no se de be ni ebegina between a year 29 degrees Celsius and 36 degrees Celsius enwumre e wo bra no nsia abo no nsia bo se ken na happy kase bo no nsia enwumre de no na ye de ebrew na emom Ghana metro se de wiemu ensa trensem be ni ukọ ekopiemu azim ani hodi a ye hwe no musensu ni beto sanso ena akopiemu e wo bole damango ene wade a ehon so ye hwe no musensu beto wo man emfimfini fam nkroto bi tse go so sunyan tachiman ene ne mpotemu ye hwe no musensu beto sanso ena akopiemu e wo sehwe bekwaya ye hwe no musensu beto na emom enkroto ahodo no aka ne nyina de eyensuo no ene bemunimuna e wo ho enwumre no Ghana metofo kiremu a temperature no said if you be nyunu anase ebe hye no ebegina between 25 degrees Celsius and 29 degrees Celsius kek amejake ene nei wo hwe mu kruchin semi gu nkrata so a odi bi ato amane ya yenso yedi bi amawo eno no na ebraso se o se de obokrata ahodo ne anopai abadwomu on atifin sem no bi yedi etu edwa Prince of Papa Kwa in Brown at Nasanso na a papa Fati Shaibwali at Nasa. Sen and Sayunko Jum dear.
Baby,
I'm with Akujum Nancy. And come to say, and your man born it to say because Nancy may call Hachimo.
Oh, what was I there? Was it Saturday?
Remember the day me.
Friday, yeah.
Okay.
Either Friday or Saturday because Friday is Saturday, yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's getting better.
Okay.
Yes, it's getting better.
So, who a private business owner? And I say, Mamen Kano, Kasemo, one crown juma, and now you. Dollar no costro, I so also. A buff for Monzo so also. Either say you're positive or negative. Now, Abambi Bano catcher say, hey, dollar number for Muana. Enti montenia maneso se de be ya Ghana for almost some be ha for Ghanaians to feel the impact of the strength of the city and as ahodi city no etimi anya over a period of time we yan krankra djuma ni djuma wura Prince obeye ana onye Fati obeye ana onye because this question is based on enra Ensiemu some of the unions onwo maimu wo ne aban ekokosiemu na aban edikan ka kyerem so momodi ha so mo niam ahodo mo tonton no wo betimi atititi so if you're a private business sapli and I say direct TV obefa ne say obeji atum and I say unyintum ma we Musa Prince na ewia makofati ho
Sefa, me na mebie madwuma na meye madwuma. Enti se umfa sika bi mehye adwuma num. O mekọ me mmoa bi a untimi nhye me chinchina okwan a me mfa so nya madwuma. At best, the obetimi aye ne say you appeal.
You stand on it to say why you wage money they won't cast $1 na cost but me and I made money no. Me no money they mean to.
Na ada dollar ne kosra dollar na me kwa akosesa no bi sika na de ba akosesa. Dollar ne kosro e ba fom e me sika. The fact say o policies ama dollar no aba fom ama dollar na kosro no nkyere say sika no dwetri no na ade breme. Enti at best the obetimi aye ne say o enuanom ye pacho say ni say nti yenyina ye nhwe na omanfo no eho han om say no nti na tamagutafo no omo this statement by say obi antete ne ne ma so say ye kan bi kire omo ha ye kan bi kire omo and I would want to be consistent na maka say you can only appeal to them untimi show big tie unless say mra wo ho me ba bi mra wo no ye nyi achi ne ye nye na me se na ye se na emra no se den ne ye de mra na to ho
unless it says our parliament no mo na say yemra enti eniema eba sese no should inform the kind of laws how mo be to determine some of these things na se mra ni ho na wonya hwe a na ono na otwe na se abegina parliament no or is he a government appointee and I say then no yenti a enti oba you can only engage and want to appeal to them but ultimately show mo enti enra meeting no mo koye no omo show mo so mo kwotete ne ma ne so
and you be who for good for because you need good for wedding.
Yes omo ntimi a show mo so omo kwotete ne ma ne so oni omo ebenya nkita ho na ye nyina ya kaso ye nyina ye omanfo de ekosu ni nyina na one way or the other affect obia enti ye nyina ye nhwe se de be ya aho kire baaye no se ya eniema mu ye mre no ye nhwe se de be ya ye betete ne ma so na we but that's the only thing you can do because ejuma na ye majuma first ke bia me shemu ma me dwetire bia na ma me dwetire bia o determine de me ese me di misika.
But the government is also providing an enabling environment.
Exactly.
Enabling environment.
Enabling environment for you to operate. There are a lot of ways about providing an enabling environment. Already, number one,
are there subsidies for these businesses?
No, I'm not saying that there are subsidies for these services. But do you necessarily need subsidies for the services? Oh, yeah. The government
creating an enabling environment. Say wash $1 no abafom.
And I stabilize it for a period of time.
Na dollar ne course ne. Dollar ne course.
They were complaining. Were the traders not complaining? Were importers and exporters not complaining?
And omo ba bontin be kasa na omo kan den. Omo kan say dollar ne nko akosoro na na say there are a lot of taxes. Hihye ho a eno kra no e crepo omo business no than dollar na akosoro no. Those taxes ye free ho. Guta complaining about the COVID-19 tax ye free ho.
But you can also deny the fact that Abana taxes.
So
you cannot just single out one tax.
Okay. Taxes na ban e free one. The hin directly e affect Guta for no.
Oh, but the Guta for
me see the
levy. Because they were transacting businesses. They were sending monies in and out. And they were charged. Yes. There was a time I remember very well. I sat down with some Mpenyufoni. Ora Brokwa, good morning going out to you. I sat down with Mpenyufoni Bia. Almost say, Omo Kofani Emaba, because they also distribute an emanu to Mombefa from Munchen Edeko and Miahodo. And there were charges that Ayana to the Bion Bitianuntino. Among for no person this cannot ever send it and tentem. Because the person and faso, and the charges need become one sana. And if you are to sit down and do a calculation of some of the charges I told the Bia, Omutua when they are even sending monies and they told me say yes. Year free on is a good thing for them. That one you cannot run away.
Yes.
Of course.
E-levy, year free is good for them.
Yes.
They are him.
But e-levy year free is good for them. What else do you want them to talk about? Do you want them
a private businessman? And you're buying a bachelor, me said, "I'm yemra, yemra, so until then, I determine the me offer a beton. I determine my prices.
Okay.
Yes.
I determine even when the bank comes with a plea and you realize the conditions within the business environment are favorable for you to reduce your prices.
The only thing you can do is plead. But we are not me see the BI. Yemra, yenyine be diso.
For me, what I want to say is that engagement is good. However, we all know it's a good time. Kasa eba bontin kra ebe can say amount for entertain your maso. They themselves took the initiative. However, since a open market, no be I turn idea send your pen no. You can't really force people to reduce prices. And even when Guta came out to say amount for entertain your maso, when I spoke to one of them, I was like, I think it's early days yet, because people would want to see some stability. I'm not sure almost say, oh, it is going to be for the long haul. Most more crown your ma, a 2 months, 3 months, and san your manaba. It is $1 echo form in 2 weeks. Now we'll catch you be some to say your maswa. I felt it was too early Say see cry I could do 10. Said no almost say do 11. Meboa. But the president has said that the true value of the city is between 10 and 12.
Yeah.
In Tia I could do 11 no cry no be am prepare no home. I could do 12 but we know say finally I had a Becca and now a baby biafra ho a enko suru biem and I say emba from you know I think say as they are doing the omo dialogue kasa e be some person omo tie omo where their challenge is. Guta can never go and force every single trader set to nyoma so. Those who want to well. And also omo makofa nyoma no. A omo who said this time they makofa a boy no conform mami. Inti meba beton no there a war for ma. That's it. Otherwise you can't really force anybody. But we as Ghanaians so no they be a yen complaining. At the end of the year, yes, yenya de and no nsuo toy. Baby a card 20 cedis. Nsuo 20 was 30 cedis.
30 cedis, yeah.
And no. Abain na ye bibi. Nsuo toy is not like baby a walk no. Nsuo you want to make us be nsuo be call car so you are taking a risk or anything. It was dry land. Same commute. Yeah, ka ho. Ya ka ho ntia na ye from our parliament one.
When we all know say dollar na aba from artificial.
You and who know?
Everybody knows that it's artificial. We all know the reason why dollar ne be
so you don't have the confidence that this could be sustained.
Sefah.
You don't have the confidence that the abba baby asisia no sit na ho na sorry akwa kujira no. Ibetimi asomu
Sefah
unijidie
go back to the interview on MP for chance go back to that interview
and it here your assessment of the NDC for the past 5 years.
Okay.
Honorable.
Obeni, let me tell you something. Hwɛ ɛna na meka no amamuo no ɛnyɛ toro kaa sɛdeɛ ɔmo yɛ no wodeɛ mma yɛ nyinaa yɛnhwɛ safe no ɔmo foforɔ nti no yɛnka wɔ mo bebree ɛgye sɛ ebi nneɛma bi a ɔmo yɛ a ɛnkɔ yie no ɛna ɛbɛka but wɔn sɛ ɛbɛbuabɔ ɔmo ansa na afei akɔ na bi yɛ ɛnyɛ sɛ bi a awurade yankopɔn
ansa na afei akɔ na bi yɛ
meka bibia ɛnyɛ sɛ bi a yɛyɛ dum sɛ yɛ so na mmom sɛneɛ wɔn hyehyɛ nneɛma no ɛne kwan a wɔn fa so a wɔn yɛ wɔn nneɛma no a wɔn ma emu na hɔ na wɔn de propaganda ɛna ebu ɔman no sɛ na saa na ɛbɛkɔ no sɛ woyi wo yam akomapɛm na wode yɛ ɔman adwuma a ɛmfa ho ne deɛ obi bɛka wobɛtumi a survive
yo ɛne na fati
me the chronicle ɛbɛhyɛ aseɛ na menka nkyerɛ mo ai Mumienu ene Triakai. Titus 3:1. Remind them to be subject to rulers, to authorities, to be obedient, to be ready for every good deed. Banner headline: MP Ayu escapes Bagben's wrath after failing to obey Ahiafor's order to leave the house. Other stories say waha. FDA to vendors, stop selling leftover food. Hey, FDA, na banku no bika yanya ne den. Dokono no bika yanya ne den. Editorial no pay our paper ni say how to permanently resolve doctors' nurses strike going forward. I hope to say in penny for ebepe bina omakan because we need an end to a yes assembly way. Other stories are being a fake doctor faces 8 charges in 55,000 cedi visa scam. Labra remanded over series of burglaries at Makwala. Bartender jailed for unlawful sale of narcotic drugs. I obeton sana no se mefa kakran wo mma. Mefa bi nso mi we wa ho. We na be ma wakosoro ye pa wa high kama na ode afata ebu ase na ode amount se ade so no pen mu. Court jails vulcanizer 12 months for stealing and assault. Inti eno no ewo honom. Other stories are no pay ubetumi enye bi akan any
12,204 students in Adansin North District take BC in 4 centers. Ghana and Morocco strengthen relations with 24-hour travel authorization, a milestone for trade, tourism, and diplomacy. Obuasi observes World Environment Day with Grand Derby and awards. And also, Ewa Hanum, roadmap to train youth in poultry and livestock farming unveiled. Ghana's economy expands 5.3% in first quarter of 2025. Yambonra Nigeria diary nemu. Nigeria is sliding back into civilian dictatorship. Dele Mahmood and Eka will welcome you to APC whenever you decide. Tinubu tells Wike. Ekiti governor's aide resigns, accuses Oyebanji of underperformance. And also Ewo Ahanum. Kaduna elders demand probe of El Rufai's administration. We story Saubenya Ewo the Chronicle more patche former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El Rufai Hwase. We the Chronicle.
Yemfa Ghanaian Times and Twaso enano pay na offer Ghanaian Times anymore. $300,000 equipment for charge goes waste due to delay in obtaining service of network consultant. We charge boss and this and some way atuja Kwadwo say charge omo niema bia omo kra ebaye anka enei omo di bedi omo dwumadi sade ebe na ne me wasem bi kra me de be ko charge enka ekọ ya no nanka ya ye ne tentem nanka ya wie kra na mu de aye dwuma na nei de Kwadwo omo ni service network consultant enti sa eniema ni nyina co waste ne sa
and I didn't tell us right boss no like obeka chain na nyeden obi na eti strike for kwan so mbenya sa consultant na said dem menti ase. If like obi na wakoye investigation bi and na wababeka say hey munim say strike say na the boss na obeka sa asem na kire yen no, it's like me saying say we don't have microphones to go on assignments. Until make beka kire mus na munya ne den. I want to understand. So obi na esi omo kwan. So omunya ebi o my budget ako. Said this is how much it will cost to get this, and then obi will finance one person or sign it or something. I want to understand.
Until I said the commissioner who disclosed this when the Minister of State for Public Sector Reform, Mrs. Lydia Lamisi, called on him at his office in Accra last Wednesday, expressed concern over the situation and asked for measures to be taken to ratify the challenge. Fati adiani nyina ne se unti ase esen o kase
like why is he lamenting to us?
So anyway Fatima can to us because I be asema me baba kan na asema baba busa no e dey asem for baba
e dan asem for na dey baba
also omu ni den
service of network consultant
omu eye na e wo man no mu ana
ebia omu ni bi
ebia okay me per relevant portions.
Do we have
just that story no
unstate of course but the question is, do we have obia odi adwuma ku nanim adwuma nanim?
Yes,
you will be odi anim
commissioner.
Okay, so commissioner wo for how long and omu nisa onya no betimi adi adwuma no de obey adwuma no de ama omo, and what steps and amuntu oben and a commissioner na tuo to rectify that situation.
Now, one crown or car, some or recommendation
equipment no de ma mo se mo nkonko na mkokoto. E obra mu ni obi a obetimi edi eye video no djuma de amamo. Prince.
The commissioner also described the delay in signing the anti-draft President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, so 24-hour economy no abudi June 1 na ye BSO
budget July.
July 1 me pacho July 1
is it bosom na for this
afa
one
mani so afa mani so
Ebefa.
afa
David Ebefa. Ube wasa baako ayire wo.
afa mani so
Baako ka yire wo by all means. Beti baako ba yire wo.
Yeah, July 1 me pacho July 1 de niema besi pa ho. July 1 niema besi papa enti eno nso eno no enti me hu say president so tema port any takrade port there 24-hour economy no ebe hye ho eni de enkrofo ebeye dwuma pa 2025 BC takes off nationwide enti ene Kwadwo na asresem say kwesi ada no ya sore tradition say omo ekotro BC nyina ye mom marset ye mom niema to encourage the student na me ye announcement na me kaso munim say BC ebehase adwuada ena omo say David enkwala no te omo say David anka press Wednesday me my pressure ena me say okay me time no me shase Monday enti no and so I think say this is the first time omo shase midweek. Yes, this is the first time.
Usually shase Monday by Friday
no we enti ye mreso no ye mreso achepa nso achepa da no obi ti newsroom say wo 1998 na me say ready nya
to aso
ye wo 1998 1998 na me
asema
me bo me bra me ye madwuma to me ho ne ma
asema o de ba betina enya asema ye de betina ha
enti BC you know ahyase nura temu a mrante ne mabawa no bom homodin pa abayo ba ko de se de wasi nani no utimu se ade na ase ya fa no pa o na se ya fa no pa o se usi wani sa na asade no epese efa wo ho eno nso eno na unim se Kwadwo enura Supreme Court ekwa asetena na in a 4-1 a majority decision o ma kire se mia madamfo NS ya okumi. Oh yes NS ya okumi ya madamfo de ene de mia madamfo ya okumi onfa ne huni the court wo koforidua okaso owura ya okumi monche no ma parliament kranka majority leader kra me ya twenabo so kra me ya twen wo ho de na court no Supreme Court etena ase no wase dabi na onim Kwadwo se onim se justice court penaman ono na president for the panel na etena asem we so ono pe ne dissent ye but the other four no enyina eka se omo ne court na ewo the high court na okufuridia no enye adwente na edie owura yakumi onni ne MP na National Fire Service begins workshop on the fire safety in schools Kwadwo asem de pa various schools ni nyina Ashanti Regional CID arrest 25-year-old for fraud into Abranti minimum the NT suspect no but minimum the NT o makata nanim minimum the NT o makata nanim ewo ho State Housing Company MD pays homage to Yagbonwura into enonso ensemo a eba ewa ha Newmont reaffirms commitment to environmental stewardship pa into monhwe na monya ne kama pa technical committee to review NPSR strategy inaugurated na editorial edema Ghanaian Times na me de bewie let avoid act which can mar this year's BC 202 na yetro BC 2 times no ho the year 202 yes obi otro BC the year 202 bia almost atro no foforo omu wie no ye san afro omu nyina say papers no mu nyina mutu apo
in February
yes mutu apo
and then me nka ho bi
I said you can ho be no apa I said you can see ye tro ni
me tro 202
oh sir Sefah-Danquah yeah
202
but 202 so na me bobra pa o
202
me see mu ajo but amane na de ma bedru be bia me we but
202 in February and I'm saying me ba betro no somewhere around April May
se mu wie am
me nka ho
mu wie am oye obi ade no ekovara mu bi enya wo se wo nka ho
me se me nka ho
ekovira
me nka ho
ekovira obi enya bi wo se wo nka ho
manya bi
wo enya de bi wo enya bi anka achoro no foforo Eko baby a men ka se tam ekunya se eba ho.
Manya bi
to aso eba unya bi.
Se ono no ye nhwehwe nim nti omunya ayekro mama no.
Onya bi mempe okohu se nkrofo ma okotwe ne kon. Ade no hu ya ho se
mempe manya bi.
Onya bi se.
Wonu mo munya bi no munya bi me manya bi. Daily graphic do bokra channel da.
Dama meka sem bi pa na me si mu ekokoforo di asem ekoje apo.
O koje apo okoforo di.
Dama meka sa.
Boy ye.
O de meka kire mu.
Yeah, o de ye nko.
Otra eba.
Apo namba
6 a.m. me wa paper na so ye 7:30.
Yenko e. Ene na daily graphic do bokra channel da.
Ya fi be na about it so na ntoko ekoforo do akwaje apo.
O de wa de na ba ya gigi scale koje aba o de ho. Dama
new era for aluminium industry. Guided granted 6 mining leases. And no Edaha. Speaker directs MPs, ministers to regularize offices held for profit. Economy expands by 5.3% in Q1. Services agrig lead recovery. Showcase graphic newspapers reduce fares. Minister appeals to airline operators. Say the appeal na eko. You appeal to you. Titi woni amaso. We daily graphic do bokra chano. Emu N7 bi na no profile which me hono nya bi akenkan no.
The business analyst Ewa Hanum GJA elections ni na Kwadwo na endorses Jumo, hails him as strong advocate for journalists' rights. 24-hour economy, Mahama announces round-the-clock port operations. Yellow Pay and Honey Pay, BOG warns public against 2 digital payment platforms. And also Ewa Hanum Saso and a public universities government approves 2024-2025 book and research allowance for senior staff. And also Ewa Hanum Braha Babome Go Fields Mekai last time be up as NBC Obama be a wako dada or baby na anka ofa kuntuna se na wako ware oba afoforo na wedding no more ye Braha Babome and the irony of it. Go on to say Obeko. And then other stories how we got any India hopeful of reaching deal with US before Trump's tariff deadline. World Bank predicts worst decade for global growth since 60s. Intimusha Musapo Munsio and no Ewahanum. US China talks end with plan for Trump and G to approve. And also Ewo Ahanum Saso and a Ghana shift focus from commodity trade to value added industrialization. And no minister and Eka government approves and no Makai Dada. African countries are bad at issuing bonds, so debt costs more than it should. What needs to change? And no analysis be on my the business analyst.
Mpacho yenfa hawk ententem so a sick system nurses walk out over MPP's broken promises. Patients left in agony. We the hawk banner headliner story we me madam for pa Raymond Ablo and the trust her story we me hu na che papa Ray me chiao ye pa 2 stories ene oye edema the hawk ba kuniti me pe ba kone pa no cameras no noise just results. IGPO no fixes the police without flash. Sometimes youthful exuberance and a hamododo fatini sifa a hamo. No cameras, no noise, no social media pictures, no charade, no social media charade. Oye jumano experience. Enunti NSC experience is the best teacher. IGPO no eno oye say jumano a hwe papa ya mra ye de na juma share nsa na de si na o sign the oath of secrecy or sign no eno te o kama na majority a e wo parliament say hey minority for our parliament omuhuhu the omu ye about 1 cedi eye dumuso levy nyina eye fake. It's a populist or sis ankrofo we the omu ye cameras will be no ma frɛ cameras na our parliament ni nyina no mo kan bibi omu sis ankrofo
parliament cameras yeah
Ya koko to obi
how can they use them?
The be media, various media cameras ne ho no. Yeah, asan de omo nkofre. Say no mpo de on from ba be twitwe omo na ase. Parliament de on from ba be twitwe omo na ase. We no. Ye omo se mumra o se hwe. Some minority yan hwe omo yi a ade and Ghana for munsuro omo pa. Na Kwadwo asem ba ehu the acting register of companies or say by September we register company be a one for directors ama declare directors say we no there be a you better 300 Ghana cedis per director into say what 9 directors are one farmer there be a Kwadwo Sefah-Danquah okay oni ha near market 300 Ghana cedis sa kosi say oba be ye into na die or say or be crack ship ni ye papa and someone or the abani nyina say okoto e wa Ashanti region and or this and some way ekoto the two and centrofo anymore the hawk enye bi na omode abena no pemincha Charles McCarthy ene anope we hawk the obokrata no
yanko overseer na ensema hodo gu overseer anymore ne mo bobi so or say fifi kwete blast convenient members in NDC warns against disloyalty. ADB explores strategic agric insurance partnership to enhance farming in Ghana. State capture at NLA. GGA alleges criminal takeover. Ablekuma North. Order rerun of outstanding polling stations. Valerie Sawyer to EC. Degree detectives get schooled. Tanko computer calls critics ignorant. I don't know.
American
Degree detectives get school.
No, me interview no.
Tanko computer calls critics ignoramus. Court orders NLC to serve Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association with injunction order. The overseer Dobokratano and I don't pay Muslim
for 1 minute. The general secretary of NDC, me huni video no. Ne outburst.
How dear?
No. Ne outburst na menti as you.
What did I say?
Honestly, when I saw it, na me feel say a old video. Na me feel say be a party was whilst the party was in opposition.
Maybe appointees be shene bufu on your day.
No, but appointees be shene bufu a party. Do you know say by the fact say or yet the general secretary ma the ruling party oko cabinet
yeah
oko cabinet in some way e ho na ye kan no and I say seek audience with the president now look
as a also president nangasa so in
yeah no the general secretary of the ruling party cannot be saying those things about look the presidency and the establishment of the office of the president. No, you see, ye jais anima we kosa. No, obey den. Omo appointee, enyo na appointee omo. And so ni position no na so hu say enyo na appointee omo. Enti the so far as you are not the appointing authority, who need control over them. Enti say uwo rebuke bia enye public rebuke and ababe we niema wo dem. No, we see yes so niema we so
onya no okukuam. That's what you mean. Onya no okukuam. Can manage jina bonting. But that was the gathering that he felt said was appropriate for him to express those sentiments.
Because
and the gathering was the
government appointee because government appointee omo juma omo ye ama June 4th celebration.
But the point is they be your friendly panel oma and may not even get the opportunity to even sit down with the person because the person
the entire no cancer is because government appointees ama June 4th celebration.
Nanka enye party no modom na ankomba be appointees. That's a party here they are found
Sefah, even June 4th there is a court ruling about celebration of June 4th. There's a court ruling. You see see because of your politics
maybe nationally, but this is a party event.
Go and take that court ruling about the June 4th.
Daybreak.
What the court said abadwumfo.
Yen to us with
Daybreak. For Daybreak, na onfa ABNF timra.
UTI scare hate Ebri girls and no ewaha. Serious. KGL NLA contract best since 1958. Eduasari weeps for sacked Adenta deputy women organizer. Fear panic at GPHA as wholesale promotions probe sparks anxiety. And no ewaha. Stop press. Is Johnson Esiedun Ketia rejecting GPHA board chair position? Or say on pair munjaine. Daybreak.
Minfa the Business and Financial Times and Twasuna infamy ewaha. Mahama declares July 1 start for 24-hour economy until the papa and Crawford ebenye juma ye sika bem na ne ebibumi pa afina eye menafofo na ewo temaport no member start eniomo edidi nkomo pa. Economy grows by 5.3% in first quarter 2025 until no oil windfall fails to deliver socio-economic transformation we University of Ghana study be and and 7 about Republic Bank rules out CD mortgage campaign until we Business and Financial Times Sefah.
Say call happyghana.com anope ukopie mu some of the stories are ube to me any be na wakan wo ubie story na wakan so a na ube hu say share bi e wo honom na waboso na wa share link no ama afofo so any bi enkan. Speaker Gbagben addresses chaos witnessed in Parliament on Tuesday. Ose mufo obuo ema konwa no obi betina konwa mu a mu fili se enyamea enti no na mu jojo nipa no munyai. Dr. Ayu urges NPP leadership to release 2024 election defeat report and also ewaha at least 7 dead in South Africa following powerful winter storm. Government plans to regulate, train and support crab business and also ewa ahanum. Retired nurses not the answer. Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association fires back at government. Telcos are not to blame for high data costs. IT experts here. No entry nkomo ewaha eneka ye. Data bundle increase is good news. Head of media IPGH eneka. MOAC to meet NLC and also ewo ahanum. Saso and President Mahama bans DSTV other satellite stations at Jubilee House in latest cost-cutting measure. Mumutumi mambetina ho embehwe eye amape ene eyi ni ade nyina ewo ho.
Compact no be maybe 1,000 and over.
Oh, compact do to 1,000 debi ndo. Oh, endo. Ebi abe
premium
400-500 or something.
Oh no, compact will be more.
Compact. Oh no. Oh, debi endo.
Premium
700.
Endo.
Premium is 700.
Compact plus 570.
Yeah.
Ni boy dey there but enye bibi e bro o man so office of the president.
There na DSTV mo ko hwe local station
local stations
o hwe o ko hwe DSTV ayede. Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives strike.
Local television stations or should be
GTV. Health Ministry introduces measures to ease impact of nurses strike. And no, also I know no taxpayers can audition. It is happyghana.com.
Yes, sir. What is it? You're going to me. Who is you're going to me? What do you mean by here? What do you mean by here? I will tell you. When you sit somewhere and behave like you are talking to your co-equal, am I your co-equal? You are how to keep me. If you are a hospital worker, who are you? Hey, Yoko, 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 Yoko. Yeah, Baba, what Yoko. Yeah, Baba, hello, how you doing? We want you in our station.
We just wanna ask you a question. Are you legalized or you faking? You see, your heart is beating, cause you know what you have done. But before you do a run away, I just wanna let you know, say you can run, no. But you can hide, you can run, no. Yoko, but you're my nashi, whoa. Yoko, Go, Yoko,
So what to say no bo any yoko achi no ene ne ombuzan se eye odi ni nyuma e woni fie enyina monkane a wonze mo de no didi de no kan who's that ya?
Who's that ya?
Rapper party Shabueli, I can't on the social media trends, you know. Brain, nano pay live on the Happy Morning Show. It's about 8 minutes past the hour of 7.
Yemfa a social media trend, you know, Emrel na Bristol and Omabwa Ede a swishes any sockets a papa aba ejaso Bristol and it to me Ede a high quality MCBs aba ejaso omode durable distribution boxes abrayin and no and a beboa ama a secure connection and making sure say your power distribution no efficient e bi yin fa ho emma kofa built akese bia emreyen utumi ye electrical work na omaba be catch say e leaky na che say power no nyina e fa nchen egum from mem asa waso AC na we bi windows no eni nyina akwa abonten na wutua da bi we use Bristol a ebi emfa enchenchen enti no wukodwam a embisa hweye wo de okọ ya wo so ma me Bristol na ebi kwa wo nim ade airport ya wo pe e wo Bristol ne mu ombeyi ni nyina egu ho ama wo na afi why your selection yes apa ade a ubenya inferior nyoma akofie Bristol powering your world safely and efficiently na sesia no yaka eye ofanko barrier asema ka enya de omufi na nra yekopie mu ewo ho no na ensu ato aye Accra circle asylum down ha ba akokran so from her because of nyama boni amanfo eye around nti nanso kopie mu ewo tantra taifa ofanko asofan ensuo jemu ema eho yiri ye na enra na emse nka me yati bibiase unim say successive governments bia ba or say or tackle unemployment enti bia the reason why enti ofanko flooding no munye hwe mfa ho ne say e create employment ma ebi mu enra ensuo no yiri ye no wudu ho na wuntumi mfemu a ubenya mrantie a ombe suso mu ana so ombe mouse ebumuji 5 cedis ebumuji 10 cedis na chese unemployment na na yet so ntimi nim se ka unemployment agenda ne ho ana se employment agenda ne ho enti na yempe eye ofanko asem enka ne de a ene age ombe ka kire yin ebi o my policy bi say as part of a year employment drive no ensuo beto am ofanko ejiri ama manfo age 5 cedis 10 cedis eye djuma eye pay eye salary say nu ntie o endra nsuo to ye ni sema na eho ejiri say butu a enya sem ketwa nanso just about 30 to 45 minutes after ho yiri ye no na ensuo no ye nim bebie fa koye wo hwe ye Facebook a ubehu na na mo akwa so obo flood na nsa wedu ha na jai tea ne nom amoako bo eyi na nsa flood ni siye e wo fanko barrier car crack emu almost say a Kia truck or something like that we na wakam comment no any Chelsea essay the country called Ghana Erade Yankopon da ben This problem has been there over 10 years now, and nobody cares about it because no MP or minister or any of our executives has been drowned there. Who percent you for MP and a minister? Why? Isabel say, the problem for this country, Charlie, JM no fit solve all. That's so something. Or say, in crime pa ni say I also capital pony. Into imagine. Salty Sugar said that filling station over there. And yet, a seminar working. Mr. Opener said government needs to shift attention here. It's getting worse. What will children coming from school do? They can't cross this. It's sad as a nation. Just proper drainage system. That is all we ask. No one special. See, reason why I don't want to buy a Bugatti now. Yati. One God say, I have never desired to live in Accra. It be baller give me Accra, precious city. Perry say, why Mami Ness no day on strike? No be Ness what are age in a home. But me for president say, but fools, oh, there be yanka. Bongo is everywhere. I say, them they later the city as them no they do video. If flood pay, then them come out phone. Yati. Benjamin say, please take note. If you find yourself in that enclave, na amount for air test and when bus stop boys come your area for cleaning, you people know they come out in numbers. Lo bro, ese massa. Every small rain be downpour, and also waha. So also na kwabina ese where them they stand for the gas station in body, the big gutter choke wa Sefah-Danquah, how the water go flow. Into sa and on so eka. Now me didn't catch him say just about 30 to 45 minutes after sa floody. Who could tell me one I catch yourself off flood day ya? Unjin ni nano echo so ewo of uncle barrier and rap. Say see there. Chairman, your operation, my yachi chairman. Yachi chairman red-handed. Chairman, echo your operation fast connection. And on coordinator the motor so the Adriani and a police for HAC no or muso ni pem ehu no. Now we should trousers pumpy shani. Now we should see kapa or mutumi 3 feet trousers in mua. A back shock sent his scanning for one the trousers in Kwasha leggings be a channel in the name of James trousers skinny. Kwashano. Now a police for Edio Munsa esha trousers imu. No way you bundle. Or mo de no way you bundle. Or mo de no way you bundle. And to Sassika brebe na esha trousers imu. Hey! Operators. Mutu operation man yefe. Now omo twisikanin na nurse resi yenim adokra ye nesere. We didn't know what they find him. Now us resi. We dey ko Facebook na ko share. Chairman akwawie sika ama police for asonimu a. Omo twisikanin na efi ne trousers papistic no emu. Na asamesi a police for air search no. Obi how any say. Adan na police ni ba. And other than sa ewe rabranti ehu. Sika no adan no mama bema eni sa adwuma no ena ne obi so bi sa ne say emra bi wo ho esi sa ade no ho kwan na comment no eni Abdul Smith essay and see how he is sheepishly smiling at the beginning of the video. He is lucky it was the police that arrested him. And also ewaha Dan essay why ask of it I na utie sound na be say policeman ni bi sa ne say we ye dey and a man for us no be a korea they are baby free crow whatever it is ethnicity na fa ho ban and na omu ebisa mama Kofi say every day for the thief, one day for the master. And a year Kwame na Basil say good work Ghana police, bravo. And to say there chairman ya cheno ama I asema man papa. Maybe I'm just wondering how sub bundles na to me share the papa stick trousers imwa na bibia pontre say o wie sika no ahye no ho sa enetie yemfa your final trend no emra former first lady Oba Sono Oba Papa Samira Baumia and oni Tescon. Former second lady oni Tescon for Ekoshia Ashanti region and say Mikunu or a guy rough. What do you want to say?
Brony Becker said, you are being deliberate, you are being thoughtful, you are being considerate, and somebody with that quality is not a pushover, is not a walkover. Only that the Pacono Munju, Intino, Assemba Onfa Akomashesa, and I said it before any baby. Benin said,
Happy FM 98.9.
So that is what we should know. He's a very strong person, but he's intellectual. And to be pure, and I'm not pure, but to be a so dream we was Susumo and Sawitusanamo. That is who he is. He won't change his personality.
Sure.
He's a humble person. Brennan wants it. And then she said, Obibe to me Sisino. Na ahobrasia and na obo. So people want to define him as something. Leadership is about vision. Ghana, how we are practicing a democracy. Ye opinion. Say we the president and the one out. And not of one out. With the president, ye be a wide drink here. Obi to
Happy FM 98.9.
Empty our brain, my dachi, and ye simplicity. That is what we need in our leader. Obi so the bread and once in them. Omo obi to me, about so I bet chicken food too.
Entino, Samira Baumia, former second lady, and Otenenka say Okasa Ewo Ehonomno. Na Ochemwa or say Nukunu, a man for Kasa or a pushover or say there be a home brassier and no war. Na nipa we used to wajune ya dear and ye giddy any buga and ye dear a dear. Now comment no any Helen and a shas you say see me smiling like a fish. I just love this phenomenal woman and her husband too. Aisha essay, God help me to be such a supportive and dedicated wife. Migla essay, Obapa and Anefi essay, a wise wife supporting a wise man. The winning team. Yeah, say was first lady, no size. Nana about ya essay, it is still possible. And Aisha baby essay, I really like Samira, but I don't like MPP. How I wish she was NDC. Yeah, I say woman. Sasso and Gloria say, my God, my love for you. Stacy say a supportive wife who can find such an intelligent lady. And Sawa say get a wife like Samira Baumia. And Tisa and comment no etie and the social media trends ABC ama Bristol and a boy and my to me at the brewo. So upe a year switch socket a durable and safe for fee where you mem will company will shop a Bristol upe high quality MCBs are omuobi upe a year distribution boxes and so omuobi a papa. They also have a wide range of switches
Happy
and
FM 98.9
and settle for inferior electrical solutions. Choose Bristol Electronics for all your electrical needs. Bristol, powering your world safely and efficiently.
Yes, sir. What is it? What do you mean by here? What do you mean by here? I will tell you something. When you sit somewhere and behave like you are talking to your co-equal, Am I your co-equal? You are a hospital worker. Who are you?
Your assessment of the NDC for the past 5 years.
Okay.
Honorable. Your assessment of the NDC for the past 5 years.
Okay.
Honorable. Your assessment of the NDC for the past 5 years.
Okay.
Honorable.
Ajato many, Mamisi many, Officer many, me pep by Euro, me pemenkani, Nayawani, or prison or see having a police for young Kobu, eh, let that Mudani de Shay when a bayan po, says heavy there's no ninth or prison any, the beer or Tisumo, who can or this on Toli, or don't sakana no one what to say Boboli, Shakwaso no one poli, a beleze, what in a crop for Nibiki Casam motion and one cabi, near canka heaven or mona moon could be. A higher choir who mean Casapi, my mean Chasumanumu bon, Marima Monini Kobi.
For all the news updates, trending topics, good music, and unbiased analysis of various issues, listen to the Happy Morning Show on Happy 98.9 FM. We are your morning companion.
So, Pessotin Samuel Butchi Cobremai, our micron Ghana, and Yumpa, and in Pensem Pensemu Tasumua, and a Debia. For Casa Fidiana to Happy 98.9 FM, let's hear the Happy Morning Show. A free Anopanonsia, a copim non cron, a free Juada, a copim fiada. The Happy Morning Show. We are your morning companion.
New Kivo Hot Pepper Powder. Loco shoe. This advert is FDA approved.
Happy International Father's Month. We bring you greetings from E Productions. This June, we are offering a whopping discount for production services of all magnitude, be it personal, social, or corporate, to celebrate fathers. For other events happening up to June, worry not. You can still enjoy same Father's Month discount once you place your order in the month of June. At E Productions, we are happy to assist you in capturing special moments within a friendly budget. Call 024-2755-323 or reach us via socials at E Productions. E Productions, capture the moment.
Yoko, yeah, Baba, hello, how you doing? We want you in our station. We just wanna ask you a question. Are you legalized or you faking? You see, your heart is beating, cause you know what you have done. But before you do run away, I just wanna let you know, say you can run, no. But you can hide, you can run, no. Yoko, but you're my nashi, whoa. Yoko, Yoko,
We in this chamber, we are politicians. The clerks at table, they are not. So when we are doing our politics, we do our politics. I'm happy the clerk has just entered. The cameramen, when the majority leader was on his feet, they are only focusing on him. If a cameraman would deliberately take, when I've taken my leg out of my shoe, Mr. Jetro, let your cameraman know that if they want to play politics with a camera, we will not take kindly to it. Yes, Mr. Speaker, if they would now be taking our legs, why is it that when he goes to the majority leader, he's only focusing on the upper part of his body? If the cameraman will be doing partisan politics,
then he must be in the caution. Mr. Speaker, I had momentarily taken my legs off my shoe. Then he zoomed the camera down to take it. Mr. Speaker, I will speak on some of these things because today it may be me, tomorrow it may be you. It is not right because I was in pain and I removed my legs from my shoe. How come I'm debating? You decided to only zoom down. Mr. Speaker, we should. It's me. Mr. Speaker, why? No. Mr. Speaker, I will speak to it. If we do not check some of these things, tomorrow they will deliberately zoom on your phone and spy on what you are reading. They must be told that they should do their work professionally.
About Happy Morning Shows. Happy 98.9 FM. Wamu eko school America Bruchimemu. Wamu sonya America Bruchimemu kwa because I know say Prince do the triple
Trump America be
adentra.
Because this is say yenum say nka o ko school kra. Yenum say nka o ko school no timi wo hours bia. Ka de be ye djuma nanka enu nyina say wayi saa nneɛma no nyinaa afi hɔ ɛnka nim sɛ kane nka wokɔ school America wonya school America na go through the process na wokɔ a anka ɛyɛ fofofo. In fact nkurɔfo bebree bɛka kyerɛ sɛ the best way to enter America is through education. Yeah. But ɛno koraa yɛ difficult na wonim sɛ America Canada ɛne Mexico ɛne host 2026 World Cup. Yeah. And the embassy no aba omo aka kire wiase nyina ne se we start process no a year before. Yeah. And unim se enura any exactly 1 year World Cup ebe hyase US and Canada and Mexico. So what it means is that a free ya kwa kusi next June and I say be a May say go through the process na unya onkrata to enter America because of World Cup now. One shot and yadia obetimi akobi. And it will be a major idea say FIFA they should be worried about it because when we say weekend the Club World Cup America. That's on Sunday. On Sunday. And according to FIFA no even tickets so moton crano is under subscribed. Amount for of course.
Honestly. And yes, I'll share football, and also I'll call tourism, or call vacation, or may America. And it's all about church or watch Dubai, or Beko South Africa, or Beko Qatar.
Look, you know, a major problem.
It's a put off.
See, FIFA, a American government, especially with the World Cup, because say World Cup is seen as the pinnacle of world football. Yeah. Everybody, every sports fan. Every person be a part of the World Cup. Once in your lifetime, you have to be at the World Cup. And so if the government of host country, share 1 year to Qatar 2022 World Cup, now tickets almost 70% sold. 1 year before Qatar World Cup. And yes, Gulf region, Arab country, almost so near maybe so. Any with the pressure, Europe, some European countries, bad pressure, Omodima Qatar, 1 year. To say no, 1 year to World Cup, now almost 70% of ticket near to. And a Club World Cup weekend, the Asia, and
50%.
And then no, it's not even up to. And FIFA and Po consider say omodi ticket ni be bechiche among Crawford and Crawford. Meanwhile, FIFA competitions tickets yeah omuto ama edrum rebi kromoka say even youth tournament any female tournament krano Crawford to ana FIFA so numbers no edoso but yanhwe ya the Trump yeah, you know my
your affection for Trump.
My affection
for
Trump. Yes, my affection for Trump. But some of the decisions are any other, especially restrictions, tax issues near the no. It doesn't make any sense. You see, America, you can't bring and say a place of greater opportunities. And no, is the reason why Encrophobic. Look, former Ghanaian international in Fum, Nansayana, Ofrim.
Yeah.
Unimisia first as some of God bless America. Okobo America. True born no kobo no unya opportunity. Juma wo the Bank of New York. In fact, okotu ura boacheja ako beto no ewo ho. Emre obeye head ewo ho no. Eno no okase America ye baby so bia ko hobi. Na opportunities e wo ho no kunya bi, but as a president we there ono onim sa me nwanwa say as onim sa de no onim say America e baabi enkrofo be ginim de enkrofo ba ebedi yie e de beboa omo abusuafo. So look, especially with the World Cup, I say FIFA any America etnase enye Canada nka ho, Mexico enka ho, US pe ene bema issues no ama America any FIFA enya issues are now say
director ade bi ato page so o say this World Cup American issues there you are talking as about this.
I mean the ba mi susu ken me ne wo eni me be so e ma me nti me kan na ma hweni
your passion for this particular issue.
No.
I mean no you have passion
you
have passion for the conversations that we have on the show. But your passion this morning and especially
because America is a land of great opportunities.
The way you are
so is Ghana.
So about a week ago, the Trump administration came out to say, look, visa ban. We international student now. I want to say fiancé na over school. Enya visa dia. This was widely reported. CNN reported it. BBC
you have
reported
good universities, sir.
And most of the universities, according to some of the universities that have been affected, they say they thrive
are
on
asking for
diversity
students, and all that.
It's diversity and inclusion. Yeah. And so a lot of African students, and I say a lot of international students, I mean kind of African students, a lot of international students, they are stranded. There was a case of a Nigerian lady who had sold virtually everything. But only BBR. Our Nigerian say Odiko school. Then the ban comes, and then she's now the the conversation from the perspective of diplomacy. Adam Zigna Abdullahi, intelligence diplomatic observer. And I know in the minds of the policy makers, the policy implementers of more America, particularly Donald Trump, what does he really seek to gain with the ban?
Well, with Trump, this is not a surprise to anybody. Okay, anybody who has been following him, even from the campaign trail, he and his people have always been anti-immigrants and all that. But the rift with Harvard, it's like I say, it's owing to some policy decisions by the government, especially concerning Gaza. A lot of protests were going on the Harvard campus. And when say Harvard, it's like you have every student from
across the world.
Exactly. They are very passionate about some of these things. And institutions of higher learning, Ankasa, normally when government is, when they feel say government is not actually pursuing something that is right and moral, they speak up. And it's very normal, say, on their side. And even Biden's time, they were doing that. But now the issue here seems to be that as a government, want to take a very strong stance with Israel. So much so that if you are siding with Palestine, okay, in that whole matter, then you are seen as anti-American. I think a number of people who are actually speaking up for Palestine and saying that, say, because Hamas, is from Palestine, they are supporters of Hamas, and they just lumped all of them together and deported them. You see, so the Trump administration, almost can say the Harvard University, they try to rein in Harvard. Say, they should make sure say students know they don't do these protests and all that. No, Harvard can't say no, we can't do that. okay, that's against our own principles as a university, as a place where, you know, there are a lot of ideas and things that are being cooked up and being brought up and all that. I didn't know. And then they started with some intimidation tactics. DOJ, you know, the Department of Justice, you know, investigating certain inclusion programs at Harvard area or Honum, you know, freezing up federal grants almost to the tune of about $450 million, and research grants to almost about $2 billion or something. See, they are all things
which obviously will affect the university.
Yes, to affect the university. The only good thing is Harvard no I want some more reserve of a whole lot of money. I don't think they will be shaking up so much, but of course, it's not encouraging for them to be having that rift rate. And they've also been hit with a lot of these, lawsuits from Trump officials and things concerning all these things. So, siding nice intimidation tactics. And the disappointing thing, kind of say, now the administration has sent that because. It looks like when people come from all over the world, already Yankai said they are already anti-immigrants. Okay, your mom can say, you know, so many people from all over the world.
Is it not so strange, say, a nation that was built by immigrants, about 250 years later, 350 years later, we say, we don't want immigrants to get into the country. Very interesting.
We don't like illegal immigration.
But the Irish, the British and other people, when they came to America, did they enter legally? They did not.
Yeah, they did not. Yes, but to some extent, no. You see, the almost every objective of America say there should be, you know, they're a nation of laws, so there should be some border control. And saying they're very normal, but it's like that rhetoric, you know, it has spiraled out of control. And as to say, you know, it has now gone on to the realms of xenophobia and then anti-immigration and all that, you see. So it is now almost like generally anti-immigration. Until Omufa say you came to the country legally. Once Omuhu say you are not from America, you're not from even the West, and they see that you are from the East or from Africa or from some Asian country or something, maybe away Indian and I say we African or something, then they start these, you know, racist rhetoric against you and all that. And at this point in time, if you don't take time, I'm going to make the deport on unfounded grounds.
Yes, but they can just...
Yes. There was an example, guy be a friend of Kilma, something, the same name now, I think it's Agrego or something. Oh no, they on an ICE raid, no, so enforcement agency. He was also sent to that country, no, El Salvador.
El Salvador, yeah.
Yes, and he wasn't supposed to be sent. And Omokasa, they admitted, said they made a mistake. It was an administrative error. You understand? But and even after a federal judge said they should bring the guy back, no, they refused to do it. Now they say, Matthew said that fellow is coming back to America to face certain charges and all that. I don't know what end they want to reach with that, but it became some whole political issue. Like they were even defending it, saying, say, even though like he wasn't supposed to be deported, he's undocumented, and they had some grounds to do that. You see, clearly the administration and the Trump administration, it's an anti-immigrant, you know, administration, and I like to say, like, those of us who have been observing, this is not a surprise. Oh no, not all can. Like he kept on saying, when he becomes president, he's going to drive the largest deportation in the history of America. You see, like when I see people complaining and things, especially people from Africa and Ghana,
it's not just people from Africa and, you know, across maybe Asia, Southeast Asia and complaining about some of the universities in the United States of America. Complaining. Some of the professors are saying that they most of the times depend on some of these international students. Research and the account. One of the interviews that I watched, I think it was a university professor from Cornell University, who was saying, omo hyɛ na sisi a omo yɛ PhD omo nyinaa ɛyɛ international students and omo no omo boa no even with only projector so they are also complaining. Is it that abana yɛ na adwene say well my overarching aim is say meyi amanfo de afro man no and so on share that the possible implication of that action on not just industry but on education. This is here.
Yes, I feel say they don't really care too much about the impact on America. Okay, because listen, that's why I came here. Like I say, America and its current state, it has been carefully crafted by a former president since 1945. Okay, as a now, like they handed over to each other some sort of document that says, okay, this is the plan for the US. Into which means that even the foreign policy of America has been very similar right from 1945 till now. Okay, and you could see
that was after World War II.
After World War II, exactly. And you could see they had a plan to make America a hub of higher learning, because at first now in America it used to be Germany and things. If you check Omo winning the Nobel Peace Prize and things, it'll be from Germany and Europe. Now see, after 1945, a lot of people are coming from America and all that. You've seen that Harvard and co. And just in America said before 1945, Harvard wasn't a big university, but it has gained more prominence. And now if you are counting the top 5 universities in the world, about 3 or 4 of them will be from America.
Yeah, true.
Okay. And see, you can see clearly say, and this is very consistent with the Trump administration. Omabano, like, it is to rip up the whole American playbook, how to govern America, and then the pathway that America should be on. Omo the disruptors. Omaba say, the way of doing things has brought them to the point of wokeism and leftist policies. And now Omofo said there are too many people who shouldn't be in the country that are in the country, and that the governments too often at time have misplaced priorities. So Omofo they say their priorities do not mirror that of the average American. Intina, they are taking up some of these things, and you see to some extent, yes, we can criticize and all that, but the man was elected twice. This is the second time he was elected. Omo elected the first time, not in Chebia, like it was just 2016. You see, and in 2024 they elected him again, and this time he even had he won the popular vote.
Yeah.
So I have also said, say, even though we can direct all our tirades to the American government and all that, if they say that is the point that America in itself is in today. They are a reflection of America today. You understand? Because I mean. Now first time. And then they opted for him again. You understand? So it's the people saying that this is what we want. This is where we are as a country. Now we want to disrupt the status quo. We want a complete change, to things. You see.
So if what is happening now and the decisions that the American government is taking, to a larger extent is a true reflection of what Americans feel or think of immigration.
It may not be every single American, but
a larger proportion of them.
A good, yes. Especially those in the let me see, the South, especially like Texas, Tennessee, some of them, and even maybe the Middle Belt to some extent. Okay, because I mean they came out in numbers to vote for Trump, and then they heard what he was saying, and they I assume say now meaning the impact of the policies that he was bringing on board, and even now as he's even implementing some of them, he's getting strong support from the people. Some people are criticizing and things. Of course, you go to the cities. Cities are mostly geared towards the left, that's the Democrats. In some of you have a lot of them complaining, and that's why you see the unrest going on in LA, because there are a lot of immigrants there too. Okay, but if you go to the small towns maybe in the Midwest or something, that is why they elected him. You understand? And I'm almost now for they say, Trump is a very different kind of politician. He's not the conservative politician who says what you want to hear. He tells you as it is. You see, they like the fact that he's a disruptor. He's somebody that is not going to go on the same tangent as other American, presidents have gone on. You see, this is fine. This is very fine by them.
Two things are in my mind right now.
Yeah.
What are the likely implications in the country as a whole, but on the institutions? Omoje international students. What are the likely implications on Obiawa na adwene say opese oko America ekukosua de? I'm asking this because if you are to check a year data that is available, Obiawa PhD degree America, most of them are experts. And as most of them are migrants from other parts of the world. In the long term, what is likely to happen?
Okay, in the long term, what's likely to happen is that it's going to affect, to a very large extent, America stands as maybe the repository of knowledge, in the world. You see, because almost every professor for the last, 30, 40 years, would like to go to America at least to even get a degree there and to live there for a while because they're treated very well. More allowances, Ghana, our people have been complaining. I think they are treated quite well. You understand, by the federal government, even by the universities. Yes, you understand. So it's a very comfortable place to. It used to be a very comfortable place to go and then go about your studies and then go about your academic research and all that. What is going to happen? They say they are going to now have to pivot somewhere else because the government obviously is being hostile to them. And in the long run, it is going to affect even the university to a very large extent because Udikanka said most of the PhD students and most of those who are even pursuing it, you see, are largely immigrants. And then they stay there. See, now more politics say when you get your PhD, they can give you an opportunity to stay there and then
contribute to the
country.
economy.
Exactly. You understand? So that has always been the plan. And they are ripping it apart. You understand? So, I mean, as I said, this is what they want. You see, and they are going to get it. So people are going to actually move. If it's China that are going to offer some of the opportunities that America have been offering for the past number of years, China. But what's going to happen is, at least in the next maybe 5 to 10 years, especially if another Republican administration takes over Trump, say J.D. Vance take over, it's very likely that the same things are going to go on. Okay? It's going to affect America and America's standing in terms of education and higher learning. And then for the rest of the world, it's like you been some sort of reality check. So those of us are free Africa, Asia, and then most of these third world countries are in a percent of America. We have to now rethink, going to America. You understand? Maybe if we start looking at Oxford and then maybe other universities are
University of Northumbria. Birkbeck University, Leeds, East London, Sussex, Liverpool, Leicester, Birmingham.
And I ever find look on
and I ever look on and I say and I am going South Africa.
Yes.
But I mean, say we be as a seer. The visa ban no encounter America. If I say, when say Ghana for more America, most of them will be listening to the show.
Yeah.
We will be second and ni akakra na what we school. Na ebi awa adwene kra na say nka betimi atena akakra. What are the prospects like for you?
I don't think they look too good. You see, in the I remember when Trump first took office, I said most of the people who come and do their masters, he even brought it down to master's class. Or say, your master's degree in the US, they are going to have to find a way to keep you. See, but it looks like the stance has changed a bit, and that is largely because there are a lot of people that are more like the White House. Say, look, let's send them all away. You understand? And one guy like that is Stephen Miller. He's a senior Trump official, advisor. Yes, he's anti-immigration. His grandfather was an immigrant from Belarus or something. But of course, some names are once they are there, that's what matters to them. And he has a very hard stance on immigration. Even so much so that there are some reports. I think it was to the effect that he met with ICE officials, and now he was screaming at them. No, I said they should go to Home Depot, they should go to the malls and arrest people and all that. And that is part of what has caused this unrest in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
you understand?
Yeah.
So, we are gonna near America. You are almost done with your schooling and all that. You should just know that the process with which you have to go through to, to stay is going to be a bit, tedious. Yes.
So you should be looking forward to say, be OU and near the free say, bet in America.
It's still possible.
It's still possible.
It's still possible. Yeah, it depends on the state you are in. But to a very large extent, federal, policy overarches there,
Yeah.
and it may affect you to a very large extent. I mean, it depends on the contribution that you how important you are to maybe the state or to the university, or maybe whether or not you have maybe when your job be or honoma, and then they are very they are intent on keeping you. That one they will help you. They'll get some immigration lawyers and things, and they'll fast track the whole process for you. But unless it's going to be very difficult for you. It's
going to be very difficult.
Yes.
So in this case, I dare back when we say for African governments, and I say African countries, what do we do to our institutions? Because if you come to Africa, for example, there are universities within in West Africa. South Africa.
South Africa, yes.
That are doing well.
Yeah.
Doing University of Joburg, Wits University.
Yes, Wits University. Yes.
They are doing well. I mean, they are exactly. They are producing high impact research papers in the Can't the continent learn from what South Africa is doing? And at least we have model universities across the continent. They are able to provide educational services equal to the America and the West are actually providing.
Yeah, I mean, you're making a very good point. And the last time, Mr. Sena Obi said, the Trump administration and then the advent of Trump in politics and its impact on the globe is the best thing that's ever happened to Africa. You understand? Because now it is going to make us have to understand. I would say we have to invest in some of our universities. We have to make sure that our universities are attractive enough. You see, we shouldn't be hearing things like maybe lecturers complaining about research allowance or book allowance and things. You understand? Because I mean, this is precisely why I'm moko the US. You see, and this is why their countries are always doing better than us, because they take our best brains. You understand? I think, of course, you mentioned South Africa, but I'm even looking at
South Africa, Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia.
In each and every country. Every country in Africa has a university. I say, investing in the universities. We have to invest in the research. I don't hear a lot of governments being passionate about universities and
research.
Yes, and research. A very important thing.
If you're to look at our R&D expenditure, research and development expenditure, as compared to other parts of the world, Africa is just somewhere below 5%. That's the amount of money our budget. So it looks as if our attention has not been targeted at our respective educational institutions. I think the World Bank has universities, centers for excellence, and it's World Bank that is providing money for those research works that have been done in agriculture, the value chain. Just recently they had an event in Ghana, and it brought a lot of people from across
the world.
Exactly, and they were sharing some of the research works and the achievement that they have made with support from World Bank. So, like you're saying, it now behooves on our respective government to say, okay, we are allocating.
No, something substantial.
Yes.
Conscious effort.
Yes.
Situation should push you to do something.
Mhm.
And to be do know, you need a conscious effort. Already, Ghana, Hano, we have students from other African countries who feel say education will Ghana higher better.
True.
How are we going to leverage on that?
Mhm. Yeah.
Then a benye free move. How are we going to make sure say more and more be African people, no, and also people from other parts of the world, so your institutions of higher learning. Advantage now you taking it then. We need to focus and invest.
That's the thing.
So Sefah,
yes.
if say yeah research, now it's not of use to us. Why should we then push?
Why
money?
would it not be of
why
use?
will it
What
not be
I'm
of
saying-
use?
Have we done it and then maybe that's true
Why
to be
would
of
it not
No,
be of
no.
use? You
What
ask
I'm
me.
saying is that So I'm saying that do we pay attention to research?
In Ghana?
Yes.
To a larger extent, no.
Yes. So the successive.
But the
government-
question we should ask is, the research are relevant to the very environment we happen to find ourselves in.
Another fantastic question.
No, but,
So what I say, another fantastic question. So if it's relevant, if it's of use to us, then we invest. So what I say,
But it could be the other way around. It could be the other way
The
around.
Nigeria population, you have no idea how are Nigerians holding Ghanaian education in
Oh,
high
yes,
esteem.
in high
yes,
esteem,
of
yes,
course.
yes,
They
Do we
respect our
even do
investees.
schools from other parts of the world,
Eba-
conferences?
Yes,
Have
yes.
we ever
Workshop.
done some in
No,
Nigeria
no,
before?
No. No.
Say Ghana University say come
Alcohol,
go.
no.
They are for Nigeria.
What they say yeah, UK for mu ye edu fair.
Embassy wɔ hɔ.
But you invest, and I'm not saying say you invest is no of you invest is no e would power even in Africa.
Yeah.
You intimate leverage on eno.
Go to Zimbabwe.
but-
Na kwahwɛ sɛ ne ɔmo bu yɛn.
But you research, and we are talking about look, nation bia a develop bia no. Pay attention to research.
Yeah.
Research. And you see research. We have very good professors in various universities. But research no more. Me, when you say me a baby of Ghana Atomic Energy Commission, professors say who in research no more. I've been there. Me call Ghana Atomic Commission since I'm saying now. Do you know the kind of work they do there? Do you know the research they do there? Then of benefit energy. Meme Papa retired as a senior engineer for the atomic bomb, the reactor. Do you know the kind of research that man has done? And now the crowd sign and no crowd or retirement on Jenna home still or the graduate school or atomic. Do you know the kind of research they have done? Do you know the things on my attention Berna we've paid to? So if you are a government and you want to when you say all the research, the back road of your development, why do I have to put money? The education minister, if I'm a president, education minister, ne bana me budget na while locating research, much to research. I'm asking you, say, the yayeni na no.
So that's what I'm saying. Say, could it not be the other way around? Say, we know where we want to go to.
Yes.
As a state.
Do research too.
And so we will allocate funds to do proper research, which will guide the implementation of policies. Because that's what the Americans are doing. That's what Germany is doing. That's what Chinese are doing. That's what the United Kingdom are doing. So they allocate monies for specific research. Now, Sikewo Kakaka is into climate issues.
Yes.
And there is money for that.
Yes.
People are trying to find ways and means to engineer how we can cope with whatever it is that is going on. And so can't we do the same? Yes, sir. But the question is, Adam, is this likely to provoke any diplomatic row? Because we know Trump and his policies always come up with say aftermath effects, like the tariff war with China. Is it not likely to provoke any diplomatic row?
Oh, definitely, it is. But we'll say the U.S. is one country that no other country wants to have any rift with. See, say when he went to war with the entire world, with even the terrorists, it was only China who responded to him. You see, Europe were planning to, but they didn't get down to it. But even with that one crowd, who said they were proceeding very cautiously. See, because America is America. It is why it is the richest nation in the world, has the biggest economy in the world, and all that. As for the fallout, it is going to be seen with regards to Omo goodwill. Their goodwill is going to really come down. People are not going to see America as that shining light like that anymore. More America as, now a more mean country. You understand? And as I said, this is them ripping apart everything that has been built since World War II. Even to soft power. Movies, when you're watching their movies, and American, any Russian, you are supporting American. You understand? It's all part of the soft power that they have built. Even to their USAID. I mean, USAID is the biggest. I mean, among other countries that also provide aid. The budget they allocate to it, or the impact here in Africa, is bigger than any of these other countries. You understand? And since they have frozen all those things up, and then you are seeing the hostility they are having towards your nationals, obviously it's going to affect them. But of course, you will not see any real diplomatic tensions. Then say the South African president went to
the White House.
Yes, Trump was virtually baiting him, rage baiting him. South America this. You see, by playing fake videos and things, he didn't even know they were fake. And what means that the South African president had to maintain his composure because you don't want to go to war with the United States. I mean, you have to keep your composure, try to reach maybe whatever agreements you want to reach them, get the help that you need. But obviously, it is going to go down to, even Americans, when they go all over the world, American citizens, you see that people will start showing some hostility towards them because now, as, xenophobes. So what I do in our country, now we American, exactly, you understand? So that impact is never, I can say very confidently that you're not going to have any third world countries, president or anything, going to have any this is part of words with Trump on Twitter and I say anything. But in almost all their dealings. And the people who feel it so much is a lot of these multinational organizations all over the world, and those that have branches all over the world. You see that hostility will be shown towards some of these American companies and their people. More importantly, their people on the ground.
More importantly, their people. You just mentioned that no third world country will be willing to oversee. Be at war. Be at war with America. But wasn't just recently? I think that the Trump administration at a list of countries was America. Just after that, I had the military leader of Chad. Idris Deby. Also the
I mean, yes, in the principle of he or say or yes, I did with the principle of reciprocity, and it's actually very much he's within his rights to do that. But the question here too is that this like okay, how many people from America want to go to Chad, and even the US, Trump, who is he's quite petty with some of these things. I'm not sure simple. I'm not sure he's even really aware. I don't even know if he knows there's a country called Chad, honestly.
But they have a base there.
Exactly.
Trump? No.
They have a base. They have a
Trump is a
base.
very different kind of.
But I'm talking about America. Don't they have a base?
They have bases all over the. But I don't think Trump knows where all the bases are. You understand? Now, of course, he has people in the administration who know where all these things are. I'm not saying the entire Trump administration is not aware,
but for
Trump
him as the
himself,
president,
I doubt. To be very honest with you, yes.
Interesting conversation live when they have morning share now. So if you're thinking of why you want to so called America, I think that the advice is Sam Zegna Abdullah, or intelligence diplomatic observer. On the Koso, if you ask Yaman and the Koso, I think that this will be the final question. Then we'll wrap up this conversation because there is going to be a African-US business confab, and the African team will be led by the head for AFTA. Is there a possibility of a leverage? Say, Ibitimiako, Niakachara America, for say, we know you have interest in Africa because you have businesses in Africa. And so, no mu basuku hanede. Muntimi mo makonya no momra. Can we use that route to advocate for Trump? Said the baby bit me a jadi or anyways.
I highly doubt that. I'm very set in their ways. Happy in regards to immigration, and it's such an important, policy stance that they have had. Now it's central to their campaign. I mean, Osatin his run for a second term, talking about the avalanche of illegal immigrants, entering the US. Now, I said they are from asylums and all that. I don't know, but I highly doubt. But say maybe they can use that route to influence the entire government's policy decision, which is something that is like is the flagship policy of the United States. Sure.
None of you don't know it.
Memfa and I say Emma Adam Zigna Abdullahi, intelligence diplomatic observer, joining and to have this interesting conversation. Bringing the time to a quarter past the hour of 8, live and happy 98.9 FM. The happy morning show. I won't say it didn't come on. It didn't have anything to. Was it there? Oh yeah, you are international diplomatic observer. Don't you have a and go on minute. I just saw the fact. And then but I'm just saying, Canada, you know. Yes, I know me. There's one go US, I didn't in Canada, no, one go Canada, and so Mexico, no, a very interesting, insightful conversation that we had. But in common about talk, so we sound and come for unim say Guta AGI. I was so kind spare parts dealers for no. A committee on trade. Atunsa they are from Meka committee no omo mrashe be atunsa they are from say hey momra ne entana se ne mobu nsem. Esan say they ahwe ama dollar na timi aba from no. O say mutimi titimu ne ma so. I won't say Nkano could see any penny for bidding come live on the show this morning and on the page. Data about Ghana's economy. And it's within the first quarter of 2025, the economy grew by some 3 another 1%. What probably might have led to this? Yenchiremu, ya trying to brofumu ye bubum ye akanka se say dey be an so betimi ate ase bi. Na ye di hon koma, wonso watimi ade bi. Na ansa na no mamento ne ma kakra. Menim se me kofi de na je jama no ekura me an sa. Me tobi di akọ egeze say wa wonim. Say maka jo se bra be fa ba mu wa no. But one day, or a guy, to the move fan, and right friend is there. Or by as I tell you, is a day. Yes, I won't go down. Very phones, bragofy. The mammy boo of fool. Oh, I wasn't person, baby, Oberbo, I say, and then who so do you say the original of years? I know. And for now, Quacobo. And San Minana, if you want to know, or so nice and no aboard as and the owner one Uzuza, who was asking a bow now do coach Rain Fanny a bow. Who might be any. But I'm Codano Tadian Yefindia. Yen panyimfo no so yentade no ye findia ene na ye ko ne akwa akoto eye jama detergent powder na ye de akwa akosi ye niema ama niema no ani atese nwan niema no tie ani ti nwan sa no a detergent powder bia no ha no de ne etene eye jama etimi wurawura atade no ntodo ne ntwe aso yi fin bia akwa akosi baby bia pie and to be enough coffee what na baby do dance here. Grab your Jama washing powder today at any shop near you. Jama, your partner for clean clothes. Do I say akwa kodukuku fu be ikes be miensa enti say no mikura eye yom herbal lotion baby amefa bi ebi she bag mu eni eye ni na mi yinam de twitwi o sa pepe wa uti epai wo wa udompe bi ebu na chese edi oya opa na de brewo ikro bi na tu wo ne yapa why ya no enkodia na ne make for you herbal lotion de ama what the instant body and joint pain reliever and I make for the ama wo we betimi e de massage ho why adwuma weekend no wadru fie wa pa bibia de adware no akase o we de misra mo fa binsra me se e yoba na wo ho no akase if you modern afa bisra sra me we de no hum nyina se enkoda no so se wadi 12 going there na betimi am na ye se wadi be 5-6 going na ka chere nso mfanya ayo de akwa ye baby ni ho kwanze de e honde ne ne go wankasa de diriji eno no ye rekso ma anwum o de massage ho sana na ho nyina aju se fm ene o da no wada ene nkro mo ho hwan sana na timi da so da ye etimi kokopie mu obra na asho ma me yefunu mu yom herbal lotion kwa na betimi aboa wo baby na tuton wate Deals Generation Enterprise no de yom herbal lotion aba edwomu 0244730295 and 0302945146 Yom herbal lotion your instant body and joint pain reliever.
I bet you girl, you make her realize say love is blind and I didn't know.
The heat indeed is on. It's bright. Na yemfa eye ose ene enije entai ezangus ahodo na chie. Na womu emfa duane no ahodo omo nsa no ebo kama no womu na anadi emagana fo nyina enhu a. It promises to be more exciting, more fierce. It's Mr. Onyuhun Free Come chill out and win exciting prizes from our sponsors. I want to ask you a ceremony you made bro. Taste it, man. Fright all. 43994. Name me more rim fee. I remember the day anymore. You
and I know since when they try to colonize us for this Africa, we never benefit from any of those countries. You and I know say
enyum ni tie kakra.
Na Canada, 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 Canada,
Canada, Canada, Canada, Canada. Canada, Canada, there's nowhere to run. Canada.
The first time that I went to Canada, Ayaya, Femi, Falana, Stamara, my sister, Amara, Gimme Beans, Akara, Shitudu, Shakara, relationship, Scataram, Yahoo boy, they pamparam, if you leave a Sakma go Sakparam, if money come, we squandaram, all my niggas then just they gather round, gather pounds, gather rounds, make a dance around like Shino Peters, I know the two vex cause my action bitter, I don't like the way they access Rita, I'm like fastest reader.
Canada.
And they say no, you go US and then kasa no content terms and as an every and is any Canada and Yabeko. Yako Canada, so I soccer bet I be chaho. And Yampo
Fresh, big brother.
Because it's a soccer bet, am I soccer chance in
Hollywood.
And soccer chance in Muntrimueni, a selected 10 or more matches. What I say? Now, odds no, Imubia, and I will say a bro 1.30. And no, obet me who say, Nina bet me a book, maybe a back be more, and me a more. And no, on other platforms, a idea we stakes, I will stake in a heading. A shit. And no, be because what boka go. But with soccer chance, oh, moka mu. The audition mucha and the Sika audition mucha, your mamma home yensa. Tie, with soccer chance, your mamma home yensa. Umpe in apede, to make a court soccer bet swear. Found a share soccer chance mo. Even when you're losing, you're winning with soccer chance. And she said, cry, ever home. Na Ecobana Sano, Nene na
Canada.
When you get to Canada,
to Villa Water Solutions, some countries of Modia Fa, Unsio, how in Alphabet down, what designs on the my crowd, so meet me so Unsio, how I know at the amount. Omono Mukuta and Fide Papa Timmy Son in Sio, so if you be a free move, ye crojin, at the fat Drobain, I would do more. At the echo, if ye a few more, Numa, I would do more, and Gruto, I would do more. She took if you do no more this edge man, Omonim dear, Omo de a year, Abodemu. Sapenshi mu ene di omjuma omo nse onkonko to fidie emfa mbesi okaka ze matu abura na ma no eja ko be kwa ko se bura no wonu mu ne emu fi ya de ahodo na de brewo emu ntine pa o de ye hwenye ye
action Peter.
ezi enkane me ba enkran aye ma kwan e na me kokotena ba bi na ma me se yenkonko bunsuo mfa mra medware na fati yakoye na ya bunsuo ne kama e de besi wo na me de sem na to suppose bunsuo ne bigusu o me twitwa ade ne mpro ahuru ana me pia na musa amza ada semina no nya na no ana semina we use say geisha na use geisha dey say e o say pro am say entinizio zaret here
I read to the ball like say na me be Alaba. Go inni Canada. Backward. Galala. Big waist. Caravan.
Oko Canada there entinizio no entinizio na odi we dware nyina yenzu pa but Ghana how person Ghana unsio hunsem it says the work Canada there any to Villa Water Solutions to beat me as Abuawate modern and then you say to Villa Water Solutions e won sem pan e ye and some other at the mount
Give me keys. Canada.
says abere na me wo alive soap there me meje di pass any alive soap say ntrin so say nsuo ben enye den alive soap be po huru kama ama metimi di adware ama me ho ISFM me ho ay kama me we de na toso na ha suku pa alive soap e mu akodo baako enan lemon wo coconut wo aloe vera any rose no de wo di dware na say wo hwa no e chin say de wo de lavender e de agu ho e ka lavender pe na ma go zaze say de video fati me anam ko kan kruwa me buza say wo de wo kura sini kruwa to alive soap ni bo ho na fa dware. Now, while the Jaria, you feel fresh and you feel alive. Baby, I'm for being alive a year soup at all. What I say, the Koshop BMO, Nakonako told dear. Johnson Dia Herbal Clinic, and a doctor or Heneba of research, and Tanaho Emma Yadia and the Crow, or Brad, Johnson Dia Herbal Clinic, Ewoho, or Yadi Nina, at the Elec Pepe, Abino, a good Kumua, or Yadi Nina instantly, Naira, Eddie Fru, into a old trending. When you be an answer bush and be na yari adokro no ache machinchina munya eye ensiano anasa no yi emfama na yari no omodia na hwehwe dua nso dua herbal clinic echiri kwan ewo Kumasi Abrepo Broni Krom Kaswa Breku telephone homa betumi afre enini 0248 427998 anase 0246 35 4747 numbers me ni ofra e ade abetime nya akonya any doctor or hinebo fori edi ingita ho edi nsawoso na o how bia no watimi aso ano edi ama happy 98.9 FM no so so jumadi no the happy morning show enkomo ko ne sendra empanyufo mo ko ye ekokoshia committee a won ehwe now san ate fati ene na cheze jom to sen you jom to sen obama etiefo ababro yen ene ewodwumadi ne so ene na Europa fati chebole jom to sen ena adru so yemfa jom to sen right na yeni eho enkomo kakra ese de yekɔ edwa ahodo so ne yɛkɔhwɛ sɛ de ensem ekro ne mabo etie yemfa eho ensemra ena no pay na yemfa nkomo de aka na ento aso
ye de edwom te san ebrewa wo be kai say last week no yɛkɔ market miensa ye de mienu nso aka ho a ye de ema na edwom te san no yɛkɔdwa so na yakɔtietie enwoma bo na ye de abrew sɛ ne yɛbɛyɛ a wokɔdwom akɔdidwa a wobe prepare ansa we fifie nya wokodu wo sɛ lasa mekɔ ya miwe na minyi scan faka ensan enfa ma salam down ha obi enedum ebo ami saa enetie na ukɔ eye adabaka market honoma ebro omu eye no olonka omu digo olonka mu na wenye biato no olonka baako ewo eye adabaka market no ebro ubenye bi 26 cedis ubenye bi nso 28 cedis chanete na ukopiem wo nima market dia ubenye bi 27 na wenye bi nso 30 cedis inte na eba na ebro dia adabraka market eye saa so ena jene omo echechire ewo roba mu na de omo echechire ewo roba mu no uko adabraka market ubenye bi 20 cedis ubenye bi 25 cedis na afi no ukopiem wo nima market a ubenye bi 15 wenye bi 20 na chese na no nima market ena ebekọ akodidwa except so okoto body enti na eme opo body de obekọ adabraka market uwi a na wetwam efiri ho akonima akoto ebro eni jeni na eye body no
pese me hu ene de no ase enema no so atikakra because about a month ago na yɛkɔne kɔ akɔtɔ aburo lunka no na 27 to 30 Ghana cedis but ene no okɔ adabraka ba kɛtɛ kɔ akɔtɔ aburo lunka ba kɔna is between 26 and 28 Ghana cedis nanka okɔ akɔpɛ ɛyɛ jeni no a nanka yɛtɔ no 2025 as ene no so nhyɛdante bɔdeɛ enso ate kakra because now the upper band no 25 sorry 30 30 for this time last you know the body ni bona de wa e boya de wa
te kwa na eko so eko etukwan
but enema bi ti se ukwa ni ma de aze enema no omo se dan tete so ene oko na akwa akɔpɛ body ato a ene obenya 30-35 last month no in fact is about a month ago no na okwa obenya body no between 23 and 25 Ghana cedis and so ekosoro kakra
so 14th May 2025 and what right and
11th June 2025. Do you ever say a month? Yeah. The month difference. As a dabraka de nyama ni biso atiti. But okoko piemu ewo eye ni madia. Say said ye tienwa.
The body and the say kwa na
yes of course.
Because when you say body baako 20 cedis crowd. Baako one single one.
Nti adenti na ya afati.
Nti se wo akɔwo 3. Na so mo kwa akɔbɔ body ampesi ofia. Saa gem se no nkra mpo betumi edi 2.
Body ma ya ye bɔ body ampesi ofia.
Na wa nkɔbɔ bi. Obi ba.
Na se no ansome. Enu mpo na ya me nko a.
Nko a body ampesi ya wudi.
Nko a me body 30 cedis ansome. That was the first time I made dia ansome wo me wi ase ha me ba. Me ye fun ketwa.
Na ye 001. Oh. Ye 001.
O se na ma ye 001.
Enti 1
so na ma ye okay na ma ye 101.
Okay.
Enti 101 said first one ye de ya me de ba ketwa ya me de ba.
Yeah.
Anopay. Enti na ma 0 de constant. na afei one no na me si wo ene de akra me hwe na me mpɛ bɔde ampɛsie bi na me ntwi meko kakra na me mfa me momo ne bi de ɛbɔn no na ɛsan trade ne bi me mfa bi ntwim afei
ɛno no di twuma mfa nkyene ntuma ko no
da bi enye bebre na me kye ngu no mu na me no akosua me de kosua ba akoto so enaja afei mi yeyi ade ba me di wie me si ade ebi wo ho na wugya bi ana me se madam na bɔde no wugya bi ana o se o da bi no nko ana me se ene maame ko yo me na se maame na bɔde no wugya bi ana eno si da bi no ana nyina na me de maye no na me si o normal unse oyi ba me ka se edoso dodo me ye na me si o ni nyina no se ane na me se ne abɔ me ye modam ena ja me no mashiki kakra kan me no mashiki kakra kan na me de
that is actually the right way to eat so ebobo ye modam
me be bi dai
aduane mo ne ye modam
that's the right way
me didi am here o se aduane mo me ye modam
enra na nkofo bi to fried rice o chi na obi ase o to 25 de ena ba ko se de bi minim me ho minim se na me yem tem me di 25 na ebe me de ne 30 na me sha ba ye ogira ho ne se ne o ye na me say na 5 cities in difference be pa na de beba
obenya nam bebre aduane be dɔso kakra salad kakra nso ebe dɔso wo so de awono
mpesi de mepe
nti
ene on pe bayre open menkin
mepe say mpesi a bayre menkin bɔde mepe
nti ejom ne ekoye no eko adabraka ene ni ma market nti ene no ko anu aboa wo ho se de nema no bo no etie eno no nya afi na akwa gina ho ni edwadifo no akotwe daure akwa preso tisoma mo de mutirimu adire dodo tisoma de bi uti happy 90.9 FM no pa bia ya wada de bebro na wo kwa aya hoboa na wo hunu se de nema no bo tie na wakwa akoto na de bia ba fie you boa with your budgeting. This is critical. A boa with your budgeting. Nti na otwe awie woni meduane akwa ya you know how much it is that is going to cost you. Na fe na akwa spend amana bro so na say okwa kugina dwom aka say oh we dey na menimu em dey na menim da bi nti na yamu hu no live on the Happy Morning Show. Yentwe homra etwe ho banko maka na ye be hye so ye di guta before be din komo na abusa say wo mo ko yom koshi amrahye bujafo no nkomo no ko si sen omba betiti niema no so anase niema no bo no se de tie no saa na betia yenko na yentwe homra yenya aboafo nkrato eba sisia.
Happy International Father's Month. We bring you greetings from E Productions. This June, we are offering a whopping discount for production services of all magnitude, be it personal, social, or corporate, to celebrate fathers. For other events happening up to June, worry not. You can still enjoy same Father's Month discount once you place your order in the month of June. At E Productions, we are happy to assist you in capturing special moments within a friendly budget. Call 024-2755-323 or reach us via socials at E Productions. E Productions, capture the moment.
Hey, na Dua Sudua Herbal Clinic. Sa wasa yare easily sa.
Dua Sudua Herbal Clinic. Na aven watu wa monka. Hunema ni yare, sunsumu yare, yare kwankro. Ya wasa no ho no. Yesi bini.
Mekuma yare na ye kwankro. Ana bi mu kra de ahye beyi. Oduru ho a doctor ne de ahaban gu ni komu a munum ho ara hwem ya wanya na yare sa.
Chese instant healing.
Mesewo.
Ayare sa wo ba bi o.
Dua Sudua Herbal Clinic.
Wo yare no. Doctor Ohinebo Fori e de fasoro na ansa wo de befa fom. Chese ekwan bia so yare ntimi nwane enfiri nanim.
Dua Sudua Herbal Clinic.
E ba yare semu an wa ben seja wa ben wo hye. Kuma se wa brepo Broni Krum. Fra ho 0248 427 998. Ena kaswa breku 0246 35 47 47.
Akrobato me kanfo Dua Sudua Herbal Center. Wa ohia bi abra. Ekoyie.
For all the news updates, trending topics, good music, and unbiased analysis of various issues, listen to the Happy Morning Show on Happy 98.9 FM. We are your morning companion.
sɛ wopɛ sɛ wote nsɛm ɛbɔ twi kɔbrɛman ɛwɔ man kronkron Ghana mu ɛnwompa ɛne mpɛnsɛmpɛnsɛmu ɛtɔ aso mu a ɛne da bia fo kasa fidie no to Happy 98.9 FM na tie the Happy Morning Show ɛfiri anɔpa no nsia ɛkɔpem nɔnkron ɛfiri dwoada ɛkɔpem efiada. The Happy Morning Show, we are your morning companion.
Young Homar Sinamene, a young Papa Penny, a Ura Joseph Obeng, or no, and a year Penina Wada, Ghana Union of Traders Association. I know, and then introducing Komoto. It's answer dollar Nasha says a call from Noa de Crata, Kama Sunday, me as a Sefah move him. Na muni a home common na machine more idi home coma de betuja. Says the Niama Yonidia, and yet dear, and Yamano, a bono, you beat me at it so. Ebesi nei kamya ese okomya mya hodo no ne ma no boni ense dante so hwimhwimhwimhwim sa inyantia se parliament etonsa e de frame panyimfo ise wo mon konkusia na wo mon tena se mo bo ho nwedwe ho ekwan ya befa so ebitimi atese ne ma so isanse dollar na ba fo nti akra anopai miemo ache emu akwa abai
mejo so mira
na bacha pombo ko de
yes I think arakon bibi aboko
na yesi parliament sa e de frame se mo ko bobo ho kwa mbefa so ebitimi atete enema so isanse dollar no aba fo nti ho ensenka na ecosystem wadarama
98.9 no quick that's a parliament today parliament today obu and munyam ema yen stakeholders ema omo frɛ yen sɛ yemrani na yensin kunya yen hwɛ kwan a yebetumi hu ɛhyehyɛ a yebetumi de afa so a bɛma prices no etimi afolo me so me for steps afei na me yentumi hu me no
mahu agra mahu fa
It's fact we can say aja educe and then we nya 62 years inti
enena happy birthday Kasiepa happy birthday Kasiepa fankoma eye Ura Joseph Obenguta president akra me mo dia ze na otwe bisimo me office
me da wase
nyame nshira
wo afira home na atofo nkaka no kwa omo afrayin say yenhwe me na ye pense mu hu ekwan a ye betimi afa so ama the appreciation of the city no and home for so so about consuming public no and yes we share omo crying I say no cleaning yan agadi ayedie no ye ne consumers no and na shibum ye ni agadi no kwantenkro enenti say ye against we na yan pass on to the consumers na omo na ye from customers na say no emphasize papa bia mre because ye duma na ye no ejina ne fapim na ejina wa no na ye de ton ya de no na abrofo frɛ ne turnover enenti the consumer no ewa ahotrim customer no wa ahotrim na ono ne bo no enema bo wo soro no ntimi nto a emwa ye ne ana akwa se wetwa wa oketrema no atoto awie then the kwan bia so no na se prices no ekofom a ebeboa ye ne ayedwumadie na afei so no ye traders no na eno no ntrese nye consumers and we tell me once me delay electricals and me ko pharmaceutical products and me ko to aduane ensudi internet say o hwe ne san so a na say ye ne anso ye wasidie say epuo no ba form a ebeba na abeboa ye ne ankasa as traders and consumers as well nti ye dey eno to ase no na ye say emo hwe no mo hu say Ghana ha ejedi na yidi no competitive market. And the prices uniform. Prices diverse. Guma will be brave. And it is because ya 2 near ya na dollar above from na jadi follow ya na interest commodity bi akobe bi say ya besi better near maso. The mum no market forces na no and they determine prices. I just say gains here ye ken ebinum anya home for so and ebinum sunya ye. If you have it, you transfer the gains to the consumer. You will be and Oma. It was more any against appreciation for Sweden or more a transfer. You can be say, I want they were for more. That be trying to say, you get and a coffin. And I see the Nunya now what they know Cosra. Let's say, and also you get to know the Cosro. And in the first place, will be a capital home out of the Kaka. Na afin so koto kotua wo duty a esan se supuma ye de tua duty no ye dollar no ntino na eno so aba fom no na se kwan bia so no na se wo duty no so ebeba fom kakra mai these are the gains and me fan says will be on mo so na e bia woto ne niam no January and I say February e hono di ni dia no ye transaction no. At that time, I was a transaction on dollar no cry 60 and 15.5. Or your LC letters of credit no did you only companies I can say at the term for no. Do no establish LC. It is the South not dollar no was so crana. Near man 120 days to pay and 150 days to pay. The maturity time for payment, any layer dollar no above form. It is when you use a transactional date, value of the dollar. Now, that doesn't make sense when you win for profit. Because the part of what they make.
Matthias,
it is half only now, and dollar no for so yes, a coin be also no, or meet me a transfer the gains to the consuming public. You feel on the better, almost what challenges. The pattern the canon. It one more challenges to say will be a February and we'll go Dubai or one of the where Dubai for China for small medium enterprises. But then it's a it was a son of 15.5. Wakoto near Mano and near Mano, you produce some on the best 6 weeks in term and they are shaping the best 6 weeks in term and I be drew with the bay 2 weeks in the big year. So no, a for 4 months. 4 months, I feel that the name I be drew. It's not a crime banner or no, so no, obey me, I no, when ya a dollar no emphasis. So, say, what one near many be now I got $2 no for no, won't me and cassette, or was some for sona or the whole.
But here's what's in the man.
Exactly. And the war, retailers, unfortunately, almost on the door so far, only a bare 80%, and importers, 20%. So, yeah, first and near fair quants of 4.
One more importers, it was one quants no bad, no more the Omo to cotton to a cotton.
Exactly. It's one no there, one dollar no any tracker via, one any edumedibia, and like I said, when ya dollar no home for so important no and the what direct benefit from the forest rate, whether it goes up or down. It one no just what one in your mano kakra no washim na washimwa na fee, or Timmy abeto. Prices are above from Nibi now was also aqua replenish in the stock. And you can say, yeah, monsoons and sunshine say the factors of pricing, the forest rate, to me, and one major factor of pricing, but your other factors of pricing to say VAT, our interest rate that we pay, utility bills, and all that, so many other factors also come to play. Any idea pricing to a mono so no, you more establish that fact. Say pricing, the stability of the city, it will rule. In fact, a significant route. In this particular case, you're not significant reduction. You need to say a be impacted positively on the price. It will also you can say a now you see so dinner, I can say the prices have started responding positively to the appreciation of the city. Certain examples, and no one can. You can in now, and you did say however, no, you knew the your friends expectation. Say the rate of reduction that people are expecting, whether it's 10%, 20%, 15%, it then will be a cardiac worker. And so prices are not starting to respond. As I said, Ukraine, it was a yeah, consumers market, you need the sellers market. Who could Januma? Ubia no Ghana for a team in Onkaka, who could do Sujano when the ano, we need that opportunity because in the sellers market, over colonial treasury prices and about that. And to call ya na you need a farm machine, but when that price and a yamau. Or no, the seller not any determine the price. Yeah, we did the and some other couple dear Jusu and tomato soup say nipa bear thousand some so it will the idea no air for no reward no and into market forces now cano. That's how it comes to play. And yes, I can say I did back one just say who and they say don't lay a bar for me. Emma City, I want the course. I did back one and here, yes, you shall pay and say. And there will be a rush to buy the forest. And so when the forest for no operators and no forest bureau for Nakasa, there's nothing like that. It's a man of Basa. There's a chrono said there's a kind of a liquidity problem. Into Yanshe, na yenya liquidity kakra. Sabia, cannot flu, Sabia, one more, if you are contracted, you didn't cano, and the first. You person you move up the liquidity in the system near the fighting inflation. No, it's only many now come to play. Ama liquidity no so no. And intina ama man for so rushing.
Tomo kwakoto dollars no.
Exactly.
About for million then a man for omo mu kura sika no. E betimi akwa akoto.
About for koto and no get count. You know two factors. If you will be for say a better perform even more. And almost $1 at a store of value, no, almost. There are so many factors, but I think liquidity in the system is also comes to play. So, ubi no, it me to idea no, and that will be the ubi cat with Tianica, no koto near. Then he are getting the gains all transfer to the consumer.
Matthias,
now, you can win now, no. I did back when you start Parliament at GC Super and say, dear Ama focus and tear so about 70% now, Womo Cano. The prices of the domestic food
items,
prices, yes. So, Okoto and Katia, Nanibua Cosro, Okoto, Bordia, Nanibua
Banchi, Menken, Brobe, Contombre, Abedru.
We do you want baby a Peja Junction also a number of somebody and they put only about attorney. Your mommy only about Katia will be almost 4 million 400 Ghana cedis. The name of the Kabeka. But the other a son of baby and Sapo and a son is said the other. 400. Well, me, yeah, my man is 350. Because no, many then I may toy. What you know, say you share a pioneer, you bet me to solve that aspect now. And no one offer a entire emo that will be a prices don't conform. And no offer any number because the Nipa did and some were imported goods, I could TV, I could talk cable, and that's what I could talk other things. It's a Gianino aspect, you know. The local, no. Yeah, for the one is saying, let me say, you for the idea one, a year the phone. And no correct. Say, you share maybe the same value addition. Say, you not buy no back. Who's here? You put that in a season. It's season, no, now, at the no bar. Say, ya me or see a force way, the net a pro. It is the annual value addition here and per quaya, you bet me a store. This food now, a bit banner on the one. Sadly, we in the one and there be a big place. They say your population so air cost.
It's
a passana. That's a near bono into a no, yes, na yɛn dwadifoɔ no yɛkyɛ fɛ wɔ mu ne sɛn mefa sɛ wobi wɔ takyima anaa commander wayɛ tomatoes nti tomatoes wahyehyɛ no boxes wakɔ wo kɔ akɔtɔ ɛfiri anɔpa naa no ebi a wɔbɛyere boɔ no so saa akuani no a wɔtɔ adeɛ no ɛbɛduru anwummerɛ hɔ no na sɛ wɔhwɛ na sɛ ne tɔ no ntimi nkɔ so a na wɔde ahopopoɔ na wapɛ obi a wofiri Kumasi Bodi ana Makola ana sɛ Mankesim ni bi a wapa wɔ wakɔpa na kyerɛ sɛ bɛtɔma adeɛ ma me ɛdeɛ nti na wɔpa na kyerɛ no atɔ ama no because adeɛ teɛ kɔporɔ enti ɔflodu ne risk no ɛde ma ɔbaa yi wɔn a wɔkɔtɔ bɔɔdeɛ ɛne ho nkeka ho saa perishable items na no a ɔflodu ama yɛn adwadifoɔ yi na yɛn nso yɛde afa car transport fare ɛne ho nkeka ho car no bɛba wɔn so many times so be was a kwan mu na car bi asɛe
asɛesi hɔ
one day na adeɛ bɛkyɛ no bɔ sɛ bɔɔdeɛ ne na ayɛ
kɔ ahyɛseɛ bere
na sɛ me dwadi ne na mebɔ
wabɔka
nso yɛyɛ a wobɔ sɛ Ghanafoɔ bɛka sɛ dwadifoɔ atirimɔdenfoɔ ɛne ho nkeka ho nso yɛne yɛ provided the much needed service for the farmer and for the consumer. It is a tomatoes na ɔbaa no ɔwɔ Makola no kɔtɔ baayɛ no me nua me ne ɔka sɛ yi wɔn sɛ wo ne wɔyere kɔdwo mu a afei na wɔyere ɛkɔmiamia tomatoes no na wɔsɛlɛte deɛ den wɔsɛlɛte deɛ den ni na wɔagya
deɛ aka no deɛ mmerɛ no
eti ɛbɛyɛ dɛn ɛna bi a me so sɛ meyɛ rational business person menka sɛ wei deɛ bɛpora sɛn enti ɛdeɛ mensisi ne naa mmɔ deɛ ɛho
den ne so
na mentɔn
sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a mɛtumi anya me mfa soɔ
exactly eti sɛ yɛanhwɛ saa nneɛma ni naa adeɛ a saa na ɛbɛba enti saa nsɛm yi na yɛkan ɛna shipping line for
exporters and importers
wɔn nso ɛbɛkan nneɛma a shipping line charges no
akora ɛbrɛ no kɔ na mepɛ sɛ asɛm a ɛtwa to a mebusa no sɛ mokɔ nteaseɛ mu kwan a mobɛtumi afa so de atete nneɛma no so meka a form of a framework bi a ɛbɛkyerɛ kwan a mobɛtumi afa so atete nneɛma no so with parliament.
Oh, okay. Today you can baako no say the FAPM the yin na gina consumer no so consumer medical ka say we are in the
consumer market.
Eti wo kwa dosogya no ne to the oni nipa na wate ne nema so no because some say ye di gane de ya can see you.
And correct.
When you benefit now, what they no what $1 no what they got to you na for no what don't change the no what some the beto you na the body no it could janu mo ko fu be respond positively and you ya establish that and after so yeah ka say ye na so as the so the negative speculation around the city appreciation, you know, Wakra. Ubati will be so way is going to be short lived. Artificial, maybe so maybe do November, Krana, 15.5. Your free be speculation. Which stock exchange in is being moved by speculation.
Speculations, no correct.
Donald Trump, any
Elon Musk,
talk on a fuel something. That stocks, you know, either say cut down and I say buffalo. You don't make a son who won't be counted. You have opportunity now, Sky, Gina Mayania. You discussing how we can sustain. So, the group. If you catch on sustainability, you know, you are buying ideas of making sure that when we are so, say any measures to be of the Alpha or Genius against, you know, whether a foreign influence crack and what, young people, no, that yentimi and sustain against, you know.
Okay. Accra.
Around the city, no, so no, young share, Tinina, but they are who will say, yen collectively, no, Yatimia Bois. Ama prices na akofo
agrama no asese pusu ahoma anope oje penie na oni dinkom meba office na wotwe besimu no owura and happy birthday bill emfankoma.
Thank you so much.
Owura Joseph for being a good president and out here no etwe enkomo e ho no sesi no say responsibility ni nyina ewo yen no ma yekodwom kokoto ne ma no so because okwa enyina ba bi faako kohwe ne ma no mu a enye den ya be hunu obi a isan se dollar na ba fom ne to betete ne ma no so ono watere ne ma no so anu ato ne de ne eno na be ma mfa so okwa ba bi ne onte ne de ne so a ono no ento bomodian na namu a na kohwe mu a ha na edwuma de ni sinemu se ma nye eye birthday we ya e de asembeba pa. And this is coming from us at Happy 98.9 FM. Call Ediama Dr. Rita Mensa. Na Dr. Rita Mensa ene eyewa woda sonko. Na yenyina ye Happy 98.9 FM say Nyankopon tonko so no mu no nhira na Nyankopon enhye bia waye edi ato edi ama wo no emramu emfama se de beya eye wabrabɔ no ebetimi aye fapem papa edi ama afoforo ahodo bebre no motimi enyamfaso efree eye umu. Dr. Rita Mensa, we wish you all the best in your new age, and may all the good plans of God be established in your life. And this is from all of us at Happy 98.9 FM. A happy birthday going out to you. Jumadino, Ediasi.